After 4 months of searching for the world's best ninjas, 7 intense qualifying competitions, and 2 days of exhilarating finals action, we have reached the culmination of Season 1 of this game-changing competition. From Ferox Ninja Park in Brooklyn, New York, this is the World Ninja League Premier Series Finals. Hello everyone, I'm Alex Cunningham alongside Jack Anderson. Jack, it's been a fun season, but this is our last time together.
It is sadly our last time together, but I'm so glad that we're ending it on one of the biggest highs that we have seen all season. To say that this is perhaps one of the most stacked elite lineups for the male division that we have ever seen would be an understatement. I mean, looking at the list of individuals we have here, they have worked tirelessly to secure a spot in this Premier Series Finals. We are talking the top 4 from every part of the world. We did multiple qualifiers. Everyone here earned their spots. We've got Josiah Pipel. We have Lucas Reali. We have Jay Lewis from the US. But then, of course, we have people from Israel, UK, Canada, and everywhere in between. So, Alex, I am so glad that we're going out on a high.
We certainly are. And after the incredible competition we've had all season long and all weekend long, we know that Ramses and Zach have had some tricks up their sleeve, although they did kind of play their hand on Friday night. The full weight of this sadistic course is about to be shown upon these 21 unsuspecting elite men.
Yeah, and to say that the course is tough is an understatement. I remember in the pre-game show, we heard Lugio literally talking about how he doesn't think it's possible and that he needs the athletes to prove them wrong. I'm hoping to see some sub 30 times in the placement course, and in the challenge course, I'm hoping to see a bunch of clears, and of course, seeing someone really earn that title championship for the elite male division. And whilst we've got everyone here, if it is your first time listening in or tuning into this series, I'm going to run through the format really quickly, just because it's slightly different to what we've seen in the traditional WNL format. So of course we've got the placement course first. Now this is a shorter course, it's a speed course is the best way to put it. And it has that traditional format of if you fall, your run is over. The most important takeaway from the placement course is it's literally going to determine the run order for the challenge course. Now the challenge course is where it really matters. Alex has commonly said we wipe the slate clean, and minus the run order, you are pretty much just back to where you started. And what we're interested in is the furthest fastest. The key difference is that you get 2 retries for the entire course with a max of 1 retry per obstacle. And once you use up all your retries, you are finished your run. And to say that you will be using these retries is almost certain on this difficult course, because this is literally the toughest Premier Series course we have seen all season, and one of the toughest courses we've seen ever in WNL history.
Absolutely right. We have seen so few even be able to conquer a simpler version of this course. This course has everything. It has insane skyhook moves, insane bar tech moves, vertical limits, reverse cliff catches, slopers, throwback moves, everything under the sun. And we are really going to see the best of the best all-around athletes take the crown here tonight. Let's take a moment to introduce some of them to you. First up, Jonathan Baines. You know him, you love him. You've seen him all weekend long coaching some of the best athletes from Dallas. He's a coach at Ninja Nation Frisco. Had an unfortunate slip-up going a little bit too fast at the World Championship. A lot of revenge on the line for this gentleman, who is an incredibly strong ninja.
Absolutely right. And you're just going to see over this survey of athletes that we have, just phenomenal clips. Oh, this is a good one.
Enzo D. Ferrari Wilson. I certainly hope he brings the Ducky shirt back. He called me out in the chat saying he wants to get sub 30 on the placement course. We only saw 34 in the teens. Enzo knows how to fly. He knows how to go fast. But how is that going to help him in the challenge course when the action matters the most? Time will certainly tell. And if nothing else, maybe I'll make it on another Electric Enzo video. Yuri Prokudin. This young man has been spending a lot of time in the States, has been picking up a lot of skills, only 18 or 19 years old, and one of the rising stars from around the world in our sport. He has won TV shows that I can't legally mention. He has been in second place in Gauntlet. He has made it deep into World Championship courses. Can he get a world title tonight? This gentleman has a world title. It's Jay Lewis, our 2021 world champion. Missed the 2022 world championship due to personal reasons. 2023, he was injured, cleared to compete 6 days before, finished second, and nevertheless has already come back to win a Premier Series competition here at Ferox. Sub 1 on that challenge course. I guarantee you he's not getting sub 1 today, but he has every skill imaginable. Same for this young man, Josiah Pepel, out of Movement Lab. He has been one of the fastest rising stars in a long time in our sport. I remember seeing this young man do parkour at Movement Lab, and I just said to myself, gosh, if he ever did Ninja, he'd be so good, and boy, was I right. He has done so much already. Made it deep into Gauntlet. He's made it deep into Stage 3s. No titles yet. Could tonight be the night? Lucas Reale, link everything. That will be critical on the placement course. There are certainly opportunities for links in the challenge course. Training out of TA Fitness up in the Boston area. We have seen this young man grow up from a boy to a man into one of the great coaches of our sport, in addition to always being up there with the top athletes. He's made it deep into World Championship courses in the past. He was second by just a few seconds here when we were last here. Nam Pham leading us off in the run order. Finished third at the Modus qualifier. Went out on balance. There's not any tough balance here today. So needing a lot of revenge, and this an excellent opportunity for him to get it. We can see this might be a purpose-built course for him in the challenge course. Lots of tech, lots of power moves. Zach Toussaint, one of the most memorable moments of the season. Man, an incredible cheese on the final obstacle. All the glory back at Life Force. He and his fellow Canadians Silas Snyder and Kai Diol will be looking to get country number 4 a World Championship medal here at the Premier Series Finals. We've already seen Israel and Australia win titles tonight. Can Canada be the next? Zach Toussaint, I mean, you can see he has incredible power and technical abilities, and that is only naming a few of the incredible athletes that are competing here today.
Yeah, Alex, that lineup, literally, I was just in awe of what I was listening to there. I was watching the clips, and I couldn't even believe some of those were real. I mean, even someone like Nam Pham, who's going to be our first competitor here today, he was just whipping out some incredible clips there. So to know that there's 21 athletes, all with very similar highlight reels and talent levels, this is going to make for one of the most fierce competitions that we have ever seen. And it is literally impossible at the moment to tell who is going to take it out.
We also have some very high-quality UK athletes, Hollis Lansford and Thomas Matthews, 2 young men who blitzed through that UK course at True Function. And of course, we know a lot of you in the chat have been excited all weekend long for Shanor Samiach. I hope I pronounced that right. He is coming up second in just a little bit. You will have to wait no longer for this 16-year-old who defeated all 4 stages of a show I am not legally allowed to say that currently airs in Israel. One name, though, I do want to briefly mention before we get started that you will not see tonight is our defending world champion, Tyler Smith. Obviously, we all know what happened by now with the Folsom barn. Unfortunately, one of the great relics of our sport burned to the ground. Folsom's also lost their family dog in that tragic fire. Naturally, we completely understand why the barn crew has withdrawn from this event this weekend, and we just wish them all the best, send them all the love and support in the world. They do have a GoFundMe, which, although they have met incredible standards from our community, we do certainly encourage you to go give to them if you can. Links are pretty much everywhere on Ninja's feeds. So I just briefly, before we get started tonight, wanted to acknowledge our defending champion, wish him well, as we will definitely see him next year even stronger. And of course, our wishes to Sam and Phil Folsom, to Isabella Wakeham, and to the entire Barn crew. Well, coming
That is absolutely right, Alex. Well, it looks like we're stepping into our first competitor here today.
It's Nam Phan, coming out of Lee's Summit, Missouri. Trains at Modus, where he got in the top 3 at their qualifying event.
I believe they have a time limit of 45 seconds on this clock.
Gosh.
The fastest we have seen anyone, any division go so far, but you can't expect anything less from our elite males. They are going to love this flow obstacle right here. This is just going to play to their strengths. They're going to be in heaven here.
Nom the first to go for the chucks. Trying to link the bowls. He's going to link the last one. Well, Enzo, you might have made a believer in me. Nom finishing with 36 to kick things off.
I think what Nam is showing us is power and strength. He is one of the best, arguably, here today. And to be first up and to go 10 seconds below the time limit is already setting the standard of great things to come. I literally think we're going to see a sub 30 here once someone executes on everything perfectly. And this is literally going to blow everyone's minds, I think, just seeing these athletes take to the stands. And I just can't be more excited. We've already seen Nam Phan go through, and then, of course, we're getting some more international representation from, of course, an incredible Israeli athlete.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Ask and you shall receive. Shner Sameah, out of Israel, one of the very top athletes in our sport, and a young man who really needs to burst onto an international scene because he is just that good, and you can see why.
Wow, he's just going straight for that bar, going as quickly as he can.
Look at this! 15 seconds gone, he's staring down the last obstacle.
He is skipping everything known to man. It is clear why he is a winner. Taking the sideways approach.
Oh, that's a shortcut.
This could already happen. Oh no, he's just going to miss out on the
ball.
sub 30.
No.
So this is going to cost him some time.
I think that's a disqualification. It is.
Oh
no.
And Schnorr is not going to be happy with that one. But what he has shown, Alex, imagine an Israeli elite male division winner for the Premier Series finals. That would be a cool moment. Schnorr is going to be someone who could definitely do that, irrespective of where he's placed currently.
And he definitely has the power and abilities to do it. We saw there, he just went in like a bull in a china shop, wrecked every element of this course until the very, very, very last one.
And I just love how he had planned out everything and was skipping so many different aspects of the obstacles. That to me just shows why he's such a high-level ninja. And I'm sure he's got a very similar game plan coming into the challenge course. As we move on to Hollis Lansford, of course, one of our UK competitors, age 16, wingspan of 5 foot and 11 inches, so gonna play very helpful for him. He competed at Worlds this year, placed 44th, and came 4th in the True Function qualifiers, so squeezed his way into this competition, and he's going to show us why he belongs here, linking everything so far.
And, I mean, a rare 4th for him at that. He has been dominating the UK comp scene ever since he moved up to the top level. Also has competed in a number of different countries, was part of the Extreme Ninja competition out in Switzerland a few months ago. And that had a loaded international field. Hollis inside of 10 seconds, missing the bull hold. He had to go for it.
The time pressure was just getting the better of him there. I think he was thinking about doing a link, and unfortunately he couldn't connect it there. Hollis Lansford going to join the community of individuals who haven't quite finished this placement course so far. And it's worth noting, Alex, that in all previous divisions we've seen so far, due to the time pressure and the nature of this Lachey alley and the issues with momentum, we have seen a lot of great ninjas fail here.
We really have, and with a 45-second time limit, you really have no choice but to go extremely aggressive on those bull holds, and we have seen time and time again many of the top athletes in our sport falling short there because they get crooked. We'll see if Josiah Papel is able to keep himself centered.
Well, he's a big name in this sport. He has a reputation larger than life and a lot of expectation on his shoulders. He's just come off of a big win in another form of competition, so it's great that hopefully the confidence is going to be going for him here. He's one to watch. He was a favorite pick from some of the course designers, and let's see how he goes
look
now.
at those links. He is flying similar pace to Schnauer.
It looks like he's going for the chucks.
That's smart, because he can link right to the bowl and smartly taking an extra swing to the second bowl. We got our sub 30.
Let's go. 29.23.
Josiah Papel, he's an F1 fan. You know he took some inspiration from Max Verstappen's win last night and went full send through this course.
Wow. He is one of the best. It is undeniable at this point, and this is just proof in the pudding. Josiah laid down a textbook run here, executing perfectly, and even with a few inconsistencies, shows that we could even push this time down to 28 or even 27. So now Josiah's laid down the gauntlet. People know that this is the standard. If you want to compete and win this championship, you're going to have to be going sub 30. So I think with the remaining ninjas, they're going to be really pushing it now.
Well, coming up next, a two-time youth world champion in 2020 and 2022. In his first season in Elites, we were all fearing it, and we all got what we feared, which is Jackson Erdos on the World Championship podium, coming in third. Snuck
Scary
into
prospect.
this competition against a stacked Ferox field. Coming out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Trains at Gravity Forge, also runs an annual 4-stage competition there for suicide prevention. Great cause, and Jackson is going to make mincemeat of this course because of course he is.
Wow. Just that power here. He's arguably going even faster than Josiah at this point, somehow making this a reality. If he can pull this off here, he's taking that sideways approach, trying to make it worthwhile. We're seeing each ninja go different ways.
Oh my word. This is looking less like a course and more like one of the skills at Worlds. What did you just say the time was going to be? Because he just put up a 26?
I said a 28 might be possible.
Oh my.
Alex,
Bro,
I've got to say, when you said in the teen males it wasn't going to be possible for someone to do a sub 30, and I think they've heard you and they're responding to your criticisms and doubts.
And Enzo, meanwhile, who called me out in the chat, is like, dang it, I thought I was going to be the one. Now I have to be 26?
Now he's going to go sub 25.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well,
this is what we love about our elites,
no time to
though.
compose ourselves, because next up is Jaden Welch, along with Becca Margulies, who we saw back in ye olden times of this morning, was in the amateur female division, also competed very well. They are the co-owners of Life Force Ninja, the co-designers of the Life Force qualifying course that we saw earlier this Premier Series season, and it was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, that was a well-designed course.
And for just reason, they were our Season 8 winners of the Best Course Design Award. And Jaden is out on a teeter-totter. Maybe he's used to a little bit more complicated obstacles than that. I don't know.
Yeah, he's used to designing more complicated obstacles. He's got a smile on his face, which we can't deny. But hey, he's not alone here. We want to emphasize that in previous divisions, the teen males, we saw 4 of the top athletes all make mistakes on that first balance beam, because you're going fast, you're dealing with the time pressure, and it just gets to you. So Jaden can pull it back. He'll be arguably running first, but hopefully that means he's going to have a lot of time to rest and save his energy for the challenge course.
Not to mention Michael Sherman, who fell there, ended up finishing 4th. So,
Yeah, very true.
certainly at a disadvantage, but it's a disadvantage you can come back from. Next up, Evan LaValle. Qualified 4th at Life Force after just missing the top 4 here at Ferox. Finished
Well, he's committed.
as the top American in that competition.
You can see he's really pushing the pace here, not only just to complete the course on time, but also to get...
Oh no! That bar slid on him. He pushed it forward a little bit and never had the momentum to get to the trapeze. One more look.
Oh,
Just ate his momentum.
so close. fingertips away. That's going to put Evan Laverley in second last place. So him and Jaden Welch will be running very early in it. We can see Jackson Erdos, at 26 seconds. I don't know where that came from. Josiah Pippel with 29 seconds. Nam Pham again throwing down a great time. Oh Lord.
Fourth in that competition to third, Kai Diol. He made it deep into stage 2 at the World Championship this year. I believe that wasn't even his first time going deep in the World Championship. Also finished 4th in last year's Canadian Ninja League Finals. Will be looking to get on the podium this year, and I have no explanation for what just happened.
We have seen 3 huge mistakes in a row, just speed killing the runs. Oh, there's no words to describe that.
And that's the kind of effect that seeing a 26-second time will do to you.
It does, because everyone wants that top time in the elite division. Everyone deserves to be here. They want that top spot. But I think if there's someone who's going to, break this train of inconsistency, it's going to be Lucas Reality, because he's a reliable athlete.
I mean, it's hard to say at 24 that he's a longtime veteran of our sport. That's just a dichotomy of what our sport is right now. But once upon a time, he was one of these young guns throwing up fast times, and he has never stopped competing at a high level. In one of the most stacked fields I've ever seen, probably only second to this one, here at Ferox 4 months ago, he was in second place, was in first before Jay Lewis only threw down a sub 1. He got a 102 on that placement course. He's looking similar levels of speed here today. A little bit of an interesting strategy here. He's going to be below 30, which is hard to believe that that's a detriment, because he's still going to clear in just about 40 seconds. Hits the buzzer. 36, not necessarily linking everything, but still a very fast run.
No, I think he just saw 3 ninjas in a row make some mistakes. He didn't want to join that club over being an early runner. And to be honest, 36 seconds is still a phenomenal time. It's going to leave him 4th seeded so far here today. And what it's going to do just for the competition at large is just get everyone back on the process of saying, hey, we need to complete this course, and it's really important that we push these top times and not make silly mistakes. So we can see here just what a contention here. We can see Schnorr from Israel, of course, coming out early, but he's still going to be well placed in the middle of the pack, and I think he's one to watch as well.
Absolutely is. I am so looking forward to his challenge course run. But before that, we have Leo Riveron, 35 out of Chicago, Illinois. Just missed out on a qualification spot at Motive, tried again in Austin, and got the transfer spot into this competition. So a resilient man at that, and determined.
Absolutely, and a strong ninja as well. With time on the clock, he's going to have to really push it here with the links. He's spending a bit too much time on this obstacle, but he can pick it up in the second half of this course.
Great
Just doing what all the other ninjas go. Good so far. But with 17 seconds on the clock, he's going to be pushing it here on the Lachey Alley.
I don't know if this was his invention or not, but he was the one who at least popularized it for me. That crazy reverse flipping skyhook move to get the ring to the other side of the hook. So definitely an innovator, definitely a creative ninja, but is just going to miss out on the buzzer.
Yeah, maybe needed another 5 seconds there just to get him across the line. But Leo Riveron, regardless, still will be running middle of the pack because he didn't make a mistake early on, and that's still better. It's better to be safe than sorry, I think, in this elite male division because, at least you're not running first.
Well, next up, we just saw a great run from Hollis. Here's a young man that beat him. Thomas Matthews had a blazing fast run, Jay Lewis-esque, I would say, at True Function. I think he had about a 24-second placement course time, about a minute 8, something like that, challenge course time. There's the Union Jack again from Dion and Emily, and their pride and joy Thomas Matthews is about to take to the course.
Well, speed is the agenda here.
No!
But too much! Oh, I hope he's okay.
Matched Dion. Okay, he's fine, but my gosh.
It's these time killers. Oh, and that stack. I'm glad that he's okay. But we are flying through these contestants, Alex. merely because so many of them are making such simple mistakes because of this time pressure. I've never seen anything like this. We saw 4 fails in the team male division across the 21 athletes. We've already seen 4 fails across maybe 8 or 9. So this is concerning.
It certainly is, and that's just the pressure of competition these folks are facing. A late ad here for us. Leroy Moroli, coming out of Tel Aviv, Israel, also almost slipped on the run. Hopefully that's a hands and feet obstacle. I saw some hands there. He's good. On to run, but with your hands.
Well, we love to see the Israel athletes just coming in and dominating this competition. We know that in the years to come, they're going to be just really running toe-to-toe with the top US athletes, as they already are in this elite male division. And as we see, lining it up, 18 seconds on the clock.
Looking to avenge Schneer's fall a moment ago. Things
Wow,
looking good for Leroy.
Great momentum so far.
Catches the bowl. Decided not to link the dismount. Kind of does that half backswing. So smart. I think he sub 40'd. He did. 39.8.
That's going to put him into 5th place at the moment. Really well seated. He got it done. And it's just amazing how good the competitors from Israel are. The standard of athletes that they are bringing to this competition. Who knows? At the end of today, we could see an Israel athlete taking out 1st place, which would be surreal, or at least consuming the podium. So let's see what happens here. We can see 5th and 6th are consumed by Israel, followed by the UK, Canada down in 10th place. Let's get that international representation continuing and going forward. And we do, with all the athletes coming up.
Well, our next athlete is an international representation. He is from Canada. It's Zach Toussaint, the winner at Life Force. Went out on throwback, but had one of the fastest times to that obstacle. Just couldn't get the throwback move. We know he has worked extensively on those technical moves in the last 5 months, and we're going to see just how much he has improved as a ninja on this course today, competing against the best of the best.
Yeah, well, now we've got Zach Toussaint, someone who earned his name by having such an innovative move where he skipped part of the course in order to take out his qualifier at Life Force. It was incredible to watch. And we're going to see him here. He knows how to link, he knows how to flow. And now he's going for it. 28 seconds on the clock. He's going, he's just absolutely gunning through this course here.
Here we go.
The laches. This is his business.
Onto the bowl, gets centered, takes an extra swing. That's smart.
He could link it here if he's got it right.
Oh no, he's off again. He's off again. Never crossed the plane.
And it just didn't count there. It's a very finicky process with the landing platform. But yeah, unfortunately, Zach Toussaint is going to face the middle of the pack among everyone else. But if there's one thing that run showed us, it's that he's got that flow state, which is really cool to see. He's just got such good links all throughout, and just cleaning up those few intricacies in the challenge course will plead his case and hopefully get him to the finish line. We can see top 5. I think if you're finishing, just period, it's going to make a huge difference and put you well seated no matter what time you're getting. Well, Alex, I don't know if you've realized who's up next, but it's someone with a big claim.
I'm scared to watch.
This is a young man we have seen all throughout this series. We've been playing his video constantly. Enzo De Ferrari Wilson. Not only is he a phenomenal ninja, but he has a charity called Ocean Needs Everyone. He's confident. We want to see him do well. He wants a sub 30. That was his goal here, and he is more than capable of taking it out, as evidenced right now.
Over 100,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, one of the most highly subscribed to ninja channels. And I think that this is going on the YouTube. It's a very good run. It's a run he's going to be impressed with. He's going to link the dismount. Oh, he did it. He did it.
It's just going to be... He gets a sub 30. he
I assume
proved
he's
us.
saying something. Enzo, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, buddy. I assume he's talking trash to me. Somebody will have to tell me in my earpiece.
But I think Enzo is one of the strongest athletes out there at the moment. He's not only just very poetic in the way that he moves, but he just has this ability to link, to move quickly, and to be reliable above everything else. And that's what makes him a standout ninja.
Okay, he apparently said, I made my first prediction. Next prediction, I'm clearing the challenge course. Well, it's going to be a tough one.
Well, Alex, we're going to hold him to that, and we'll have to determine whether or not we're rooting for him or against him.
I will root for him, because I was not the one who told him he couldn't do it for that one. I told him he couldn't sub 30, and he did. I am not going to make that mistake again.
No,
Meanwhile,
definitely.
I think I've just become the biggest villain of a YouTube channel with 100,000 subscribers, so I think I have to move now.
Well, hey, Enzo has backed up what he said. Jackson Erdos is still in the top spot with a 26.22. I think we thought it was impressive, but just seeing how quickly Enzo was moving through that course and still coming out with a 29, to get down to a 26 is going to be so tough here. For
the record, for the YouTube commenters watching this, Enzo's a great guy, big fan. Please don't hurt me.
Well,
I know if Koznik will be our next athlete. Was in first place in the Maccabia Games in 2022, first place in the Israeli Ninja League in 2023. And like many athletes from Israel, he says he breathes ninja. He also says he dreams ninja, which I also sometimes dream ninja. Usually it's just I show up to Worlds and none of the obstacles are there.
And yeah, he lives ninja 24/7, as do so many of these athletes here. He has such a great background. You know, first place in the Israeli League is that's a big claim, like a big accomplishment, and I'm excited to see him take to the course.
Looks like we're having a brief stop down when we get some belay stuff figured out. I think now would be a great time to take another look at the 26-second time Jackson Erdos put up just a minute ago. This is the run that the next athletes are going to look to take down.
And to be truthful, I hope that they do. I would love to see a sub 26, sub 25, just for the purposes of breaking what is humanly possible. But analyzing Jackson's run, it's hard to tell how he got 3 seconds on Enzo. Like, what did he do to just obliterate everyone else and blow us out of the water? That, to me, he's a young athlete. He has so much going for him in the future. He's a feared competitor, and he's secured that top spot. So we've got people such as Jay Lewis coming up, Silas Schneider. So both of which are speed athletes, and they're going to be looking to contest that time, I think.
He has a lot going for him now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's dominating right now.
Taking a look back at what is affectionately called Ninja Jail. A couple strong runners that are going to be coming up in just a little bit. A couple of runners who have already gone and are just messing around playing some basketball. Huge facility here at Ferox. There's Jay Lewis, the man who won last time we were here. We saw Yuri a bit ago as well. And
now you get a first-person perspective of what it looks like to run it. And you can see why people stuff up the first obstacle.
Are we going to see the camera guy run the course? No, maybe not. Can they show the spectators?
Funny. Okay, we're going to aim to do a few more replays here, I think, and just see a few more runs whilst they're just fixing up the belays of the course, just to appreciate the incredible talent that we've seen so far. And so many underrated individuals who have come out early on this course as well, which is important to remember.
Well, here is Enzo proving me wrong with the 29 flat. And I mean, he was just lightning fast, proving why, even though he was one of Ninja's biggest personalities, he is also one of Ninja's, well, top ninjas.
Yeah, no, he can back it up and rub it into us, Alex. So I'm confident that he's going to be a strong competitor to look out for. It's crazy how quickly we've moved through all these competitors. And I think if we can go back to one of our Israeli competitors, I think just paying a nod to Schnorr, he was phenomenal in his run. And just because he fell short, it literally doesn't take away from the fact that he could seriously take out this entire thing.
Schneer Sameach. It's that sound, like you're clearing your throat. It's not really in the English language, but he was just so fast. He would have potentially taken down Jackson's time, but just got hung up on that. I think, he just got caught up and he got disqualified for using that post. That's what happened as he was trying to redirect himself.
I think there are a lot of people in the chats barracking for him and hoping that he takes out that top spot. And I genuinely think, seeing the power that comes from that young man, it's definitely possible for him to be able to do. So, yeah, I'm really excited for him. And, man, just looking at the individuals that are coming up, we've got Jay Lewis, Brooks Bieber, Yuri Produkin at the end. Just so many people. Oh, we're seeing Nam Pham again, another athlete who just didn't quite set the top time, but is so strong as an athlete.
And this was the first runner as well, setting a lights-out run, 36 seconds to get things started, and it has been all floodgates from there.
Definitely. No, and we love that the floodgates are open. We want people to contest Jackson's top time at the moment. Maybe I would be interested in taking a look at Zach Toussaint's run again, just to understand what went wrong. Because seriously, he was an athlete that, if you have a chance, go back and, I believe there was a clip, an Instagram clip made of Zach Toussaint, or YouTube clip.
Yes.
Go and find it. He skipped part of the Life Force course, and it blew everyone's minds that he managed to lâcher onto the finish platform. It's hard to even explain what he did.
Before we show that, the gentleman that was just on the screen was Greg Smith, one of our staff members. We'll talk about Greg in just a second, but first we have Lucas Reale here, one of the fan favorites here in New England. I guess the Northeast. I don't think New York is technically New England. It might be for our purposes. Something I should probably know, but Lucas Reale didn't necessarily link everything, but he put up a lightning fast time, also in the 36 range.
Yeah, he will be doing well on that challenge course, which isn't necessarily about speed. It's a bit of speed, but it's also just strength, technique, technical abilities, and everything in between. So we're looking for the full package with that course. And looking at the lineup ahead, when you look at that, is there any individuals that really, it looks like we're gearing up for the next competitor. Let's get after it.
All right. Einov Koznik, our next competitor. He is running on run, and he ran a little too fast.
Oh, you hate to see it. It just hurts,
really
Alex.
It hurts even more when it's an international competitor, and you know they had a long flight to get here. On the bright side, though, re-rack, start again.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this, is the challenge course is where it matters, and he's going to show himself there. He's going to have plenty of energy. I know we're going to be excited to see him take to the course. But it is crazy how many people have fallen on that obstacle just due to the nerves, due to the pace. And Silas Schneider is someone who goes quickly. He fought tooth and nail to get himself into this competition, and he secured a spot at Life Force, placing second. And he's all good on obstacle 1, so hopefully we're going to see him through the rest of this course now.
Silas tore up that Life Force course. The only reason he didn't win that competition is because of Zach Toussaint's cheese.
No!
And another victim of just trying to go too fast because you have no other choice but to go fast.
It's really go big or go home for these elite level athletes. They want the all or nothing approach, and unfortunately when you go for all, sometimes you get nothing, and that seems to be the reality for about half of the candidates that have been going for those top times.
A tough break for Silas, but we know he will come back strong in the challenge course. Next up, we've got Eli Dagan. I feel like that's not the correct pronunciation. And again, same as Einov.
I think someone needs to let them know just to take their time a little bit on this obstacle, because I don't think seeing people go out on obstacle 1 is where our interests are placed. Because we're running through the athletes too quickly at the moment. These guys have so much potential, and it's just that extra second or extra 2 seconds that would prevent this all from being a problem. But, look, we keep moving on. We've got a big name now, Alex.
Yes, one of the biggest names in Israel. I've been told he is the most popular Israeli ninja, making his second trip over here to Ferox in 4 months. It's Gil Marantz. The Israeli flag waving. Gil, the owner and proprietor of Ninja Academy in Israel. We're looking forward to going back there in 2024. He is going to have to take an extra swing, but that's fine because we've seen a number of athletes fail here. But
yeah, and better safe than sorry. Gil has now placed himself automatically into the top half just because of that simple decision to take that extra backswing. And now he's going through. Gil is showing why he's probably the most popular ninja in the Israeli community.
Oh, he linked it!
Oh my! No chance!
36! Tremendous stuff! You know the fans back home in Israel, it's probably close to 3 a.m. over there. They're staying up to watch their national hero torch this course.
He should just get a -5 second time bonus for what he just did there. That is phenomenal how he just linked that. The power to be able to do that and link that is hard to even comprehend. And that's going to throw him up into 4th place as a result of that incredible link.
Tremendous stuff. We are now really getting a chance to see the true power of Gil Marantz. And next up, an athlete I am pretty familiar with from the Midwest circuit, Isaac Sullivan, out of Warrior Factory. One of the big up-and-coming stars in the Midwest. He's won a couple of our competitions at Iron City, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, taking his time a little bit here on the first half of this course relative to his fellow competitors. But he has made it up there by not having to take a second backswing. 23 seconds on the clock here. There is time to get this course into completion. And I'm keen to see how well he flows through this Lachey alley. He's going to go straight, it looks like. Just going
he goes for the chucks.
10
Snuck in on
seconds
the
on the
transfer
clock.
position at Motive. Looking to get the finish of the placement course here, which has proved a challenge in and of itself. And he's going to do it. He will get a nice late run order with a 42-second time.
You know what? He's done it right. He took his time. He made sure everything was correct. He spent some time on Obstacle 1. And as a result, he's secured likely a 7th or 8th seeded place at the moment. Of course, we've got a few more incredible runners to go. Some big names left. But that's going to put him in 8th place, which isn't bad. Isaac Sullivan can be very proud of that run.
We'll talk quite a bit more about Isaac as he had more on our bio and just ran too fast for us to talk about him. Brooks Bieber coming up next, 25th at Worlds a year ago, but finished very highly year before that. Or I guess a season ago. That was a couple. Anyway, Brooks
this
is
a
super
quick
strong
run
athlete.
so far.
3rd at Motive. Careful. I remember one time I saw an incredibly stacked lineup at Obstacle Ninja Academy. It was like Vance Walker, RJ Roman, Flip Rodriguez. And it was won by Brooks Bieber, and that was where he really first came onto the scene for me.
Absolutely. He had really good momentum at the start, and I think that little bit has rattled him now. But he's catching back up. 10 seconds on the clock. If he can get these good transitions here, he can still secure a high place position here. 4 seconds on the clock.
Linking. Easy dismount, and now the floodgates are back in business. 42 seconds. Another clear in the name of Brooks Bieber.
Absolutely. Reliability is becoming a part of the agenda. A great save there by Brooks just to make sure of that catch. And he's secured probably an 8th place at the moment. But the 2 competitors that are left to go here in this placement course, we are seeing a row of greens now. Brooks Bieber just becoming behind Isaac Sullivan, the slowest completion that we've had so far, but he's still better off than the remaining competitors and is going to end up exactly in the middle of the field. As we move on to Jay Lewis, he is going to be going.
Jay Lachey.
Yeah, he's going to be going for that top time.
Who has shown so much maturity throughout his ninja career. Oh my good God.
I'm speechless.
I'm also speechless.
Jay Lewis has gone and done it. An athlete who is incredibly reliable, great with balance, great with everything in between, has made the mistake that so many ninjas have made, and he's going to be one of our first running athletes.
Jay Lewis, who many would have considered the favorite to win this competition, second in the World Championship, first and second in his last two, won here at Ferox last time. He is now going to have no idea what some of these top competitors are going to put down, and is ultimately just, it's impossible to strategize what you're going to have to do to win this competition.
Yeah, and we're going to have to see how he fares, but Jonathan Bange is up next, a ninja who hopefully can get us back on track by getting us a completion here.
A fan favorite, if there ever was one of the most beloved coaches in our sport, perhaps a future candidate for Coach of the Year.
Absolutely. He's 34 years of age, and it is his birthday tomorrow, and it's great to see that he's doing the sport that he loves. The day before, it's competing in the World Ninja League, which is what we love to see here. Jonathan throwing down a great run. Hopefully he can get a completion here to help solidify a great birthday. He's a great coach, great athlete.
On the second obstacle, going a little bit too fast, but he has not made that mistake that so many others have made here so far today. The clock going red. Can he get the buzzer?
He's going to have to link it here.
No, he came up short. He tried to send it, didn't get it. Jonathan Bange will still be searching for a buzzer on the challenge course.
Absolutely, and maybe that's what he's saving it for. He's saving it for that challenge course, Alex, and you can't discount that run. He's still going to be middle of the pack. It was a great run all round. He went for the link, and due to the time limit, unfortunately, it didn't pay off.
Well, one runner remains in the placement course. It's Yuri Prokudin, a young man I got to know at Gauntlet a year ago. Finished second, almost beat Joe Meisner in the final race. And he has only since gone and performed at exemplary level, beating stage 1 a year ago at the World Championship. Didn't make it this year. He's been spending a lot of time here in the States, and he has been torching competitions up and down the East Coast!
I believe he's still in.
He's still in.
Okay, now it's
He is not in.
Okay.
What on earth is going on with this it's cursed. This building is cursed. This course is cursed. What am I supposed to say at this point?
We saw Jay Lewis and Euro Prokudin, both now coming out. Two of the biggest names in this competition expected. I don't know if it's possible, but if we could pull up the second half of the leaderboard potentially and see from 11th onwards, it'll be so interesting to see where they've ended up placing in all of this and where Jay Lewis and Yuri are going to be running in all of this. But if not, we're going to see them very soon on the challenge course because it's inevitable that they're going to be running very on.
Well, I can tell you, having loaded it up on the World Ninja League website, thanks to our friends at NinjaWorks, Zach Toussaint currently sitting in 11th, Jonathan Bange in 12th, and a full list of the competitors that went out on the very first obstacle. Einov Kuznick, Eli Dagan, Thomas Matthews, Jaden Welch, Jay Lewis, Yuri Prokudin. I mean, what? You could have told me those were the top 6 and I would have believed you. And they're going to be the first 6 runners.
And I'll tell you what, Alex, they're going to throw down the 6 best runs we've ever seen and just set the standard, and then all the later seeded competitors are going to fall from the time pressure. We'll see if maybe it's a reverse Uno there. But I think in the time that we've got, before we move on to the challenge course, let's take a quick moment to look at our winning run from Jackson Erdos. 26.22, ladies and gentlemen. 2.7 seconds ahead of anyone else. To me, Jackson is going to be an incredible candidate here. I don't even know how he pulled that off when Enzo, who threw and Josiah both threw down an amazing run and is still 2.7 seconds behind Jackson. That is respect to how well he has performed in this event so far. He's quick, he's lightning fast, he's got great technique, great flow, and everything in between. And most importantly, just this sense of power, urgency, technique, consistency, everything we like to see from a ninja. And I'll tell you what, if he can string that together with great grip strength and great pinch strength for the kind of more pinchy obstacles that are to come in that challenge course, he can string all this together and be the winner here.
It's hard to say otherwise that Jackson has got to be the favorite going into the challenge course, obviously having the last run. But thing about some of these later obstacles, he's very good with the vertical limits. He has a lot of power, so he's definitely an athlete that can beat that last obstacle, along with Enzo and Josiah, who are some of the later runners. I know we have a lot of Israeli fans in the chat that would love to see another run from Gil Morantz.
Just that run once again, just incredible, to be honest.
It absolutely was. Marantz, excuse me. Wrong emphasis on the syllable, something like that. But
well, he's
Gil
one of the favorites.
Absolutely. He was spectacular up and down the board. And he is going to get a very late run, looking to get a Modicium of Revenge after he was one of only a few athletes to go out on the Kaleidoscope obstacle last time we were here. And now let's take another look at... Yes, this is Enzo Wilson.
He's going to be one to watch.
Absolutely. 29 seconds flat. Only got beat by Yuri at Motive. Definitely an incredibly strong ninja. He wants to clear the challenge course. And I have a feeling we're going to see some challenge course clears to lead the way by the time he comes up. But first, we want to thank all of our sponsors, including Enzo's. We'll get to his in a bit. But first, NinjaWorks, the ultimate in ninja timing systems. They have been with us all weekend long, all Premier Series long, all season long, and for just about the entire length of the World Ninja League's existence. Our thanks to Carl and the entire NinjaWorks team for all that they do for us and for your ninja timing needs. Timers, clocks, buzzers, lights, anything you could ask for, ninjaworks.com is the place to go.
That's absolutely right. And whilst we have everyone, I want to play a video on Slap Chalks, which is made by one of our incredible ninjas. It's a great innovation, one of the best ads I've seen for a long time. So we're just going to play that video for you now.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slap chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slap chalks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
And of course, we saw Addie Herman. We thought potentially the favorite coming into this competition, but as we've seen, lots of interesting results as Abby Clark took home the title, but Addie still finished on the podium, still will be defending her championship at the end of Season 9 at a location and date to be determined. One thing we can assure you, though, is that the obstacles will be made by Deary's Gymnastics Supply, our longtime obstacle supply partners. They have made so many cool obstacles over the years, including many of the ones featured here in today's competition. For all of your obstacle and rigging needs, head on over to dgsninja.com. And of course, as promised, it's Ocean Needs Everyone and Enzo D. Ferrari Wilson.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles. fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Well, we have seen so much over this last hour, and now what we're going to do is take a moment to look at our top 3 athletes. I love these graphics that Philip has been creating for us. They are just phenomenal. So we can see here, Jackson Erdos is in first place at the moment. He was 4th in his qualifying at Ferox. That was a very competitive field. And then we can see on the right-hand side, we can see Josiah Papel placed 3rd in the placement course, but was 3rd in the qualifying for Ferox, with Jay Lewis taking out the top spot. Enzo, of course, secured his spot in Motive. And then if we look at the power rankings, Josiah, of course, in a 5 power ranking. And Jackson in a power ranking of 17, which I don't know if that's representative of how strong of a competitor he is based on the 26 seconds he just threw down. These statistics are fantastic, but the playing field is leveled. And beyond these incredible 3 competitors, what you will come to see is just the most stacked lineup perhaps that we have ever seen in a Premier Series finals so far. Just in any Premier Series competition, we've seen so many stacked qualifiers, but this is just beyond insane at the moment. And what we're going to come to do very soon is understand the run order. And it's really important to note that for all those people that fell at the same, in that obstacle 1, it will still be in the order of the placement course. So the order in which they ran it will be the order in which they run the challenge course. And that's just the nature in which we run it. That's the ruling in regards to that. So we'll see that very soon we'll see where Jay Lewis and Yuri are placed in relation to all of that. But yeah, it's going to be a really exciting challenge course. We've seen it. If you've had the opportunity to check it out, there's been some previews being posted all around. This is by far perhaps the toughest course we have seen in a long time, and one of the toughest we've seen in WNL history. As a reminder, the participants will get 2 retries, which is really valuable, and I promise you that they're going to be using them. We have not seen a single competitor, I think, complete this challenge course with no retries, and I think that's the beautiful format in which this Premier Series has introduced. What it's allowed us to do is to create very innovative obstacles that have never been tried before, and require the athletes to use those retries in order to familiarize themselves with the obstacle first time around, and then sort it out from there. And we can just see in the background, we can see Josiah walking past the final obstacle, which if you don't have a chance, go look at the preview that was played on Friday, because it will show you all of the obstacles that we're about to face. And going late seeded in this course cannot be understated, because to be able to see the betas, to see the issues and the shortfalls of other competitors is going to be tough. And as I say that, we now get our run order.
The first and second competitors, dude, were
That's tough.
Probably the top 2 that I was thinking into this competition, and now they're running first and second. I get repeat visions of preteen female, where we saw our world champion KK Andrews go from running last to running first because she got disqualified on the first obstacle on a touch point.
Yeah,
and now we have Yuri Prokudin and Jay Lewis, who won the first 2 events, running 1 and 2 on the course to decide the Premier Series champion. I mean,
that's
what?
Tough. That is tough. And yeah, Jay Lewis, I think, was just a fan favorite coming into this. I remember hearing from the course designers saying that Jay Lewis and Josiah Papel were the ones to watch in their view, and Jay Lewis just kept coming up because of his consistent nature. But unfortunately, he's going to be running second, and either he's going to throw down an incredible standard here, which is going to be hard to do, or he's going to make a mistake because he doesn't have the opportunity to learn from the other ninjas who are going to be running 20 positions after him. It's a huge advantage.
Well, I think we have an opportunity to pull up some of that challenge course run video that we got a chance to see Friday night. We have seen in most divisions either no clears or 1 clear.
Keeping it in place,
This is obstacle 7. This is one of the big changes. It's the marble run. Now, we saw just in the last couple of divisions that stopper get pulled. You have to get into that swinging cradle. And then the Superman move. You will have to get it because they will be putting up a blocker on that platform. So you have to go to a very precise position.
Yeah, it's quite genius the way in which they've designed this obstacle, and we're going to see it hopefully in action here. Just how much momentum needs to be built up in order to get this Superman approach. But to me, this camera angle is just so sick. It's something you see in Instagram videos, but I don't know if it's something that we've ever forced the ninjas to do in competition format. So yeah, we can just see a different individual now just finishing off the back end of that obstacle. I would love to see the final obstacle if we can. I think it's just to see a ninja complete it. We still really haven't seen anyone with the final evolution of it. We didn't see it in the teen males or the elite females. So to have someone finish it would just be such a cool
We don't
feeling.
have time for that. Here comes Yuri.
Well, hopefully
Prokopin.
Yuri can show us.
Yuri had one of the most memorable moments of the entire premiere series when he won at Motive. That one-handed cane save. Just an incredible athlete, incredible grip strength, incredible technical abilities, and those are all going to be put on display here. The static of the spinners, and we're off to the races.
Well, I'll tell you what, talk about pressure. Having Yuri going first, and as an FYI, this is about to drop, you'll see.
That's
Yuri knows
gliding smooth. They put some WD-40 on that during the break. He goes for the skip! Got it!
To have Yuri going first, setting the standard, is tough for these later competitors. They're going to have to deal with the expectations that Yuri's hopefully going to set. But also, he is the first one tackling this course.
And also, I don't know if he was supposed to hop a couple more or just go from there because there's not another ring there, but he was able to shoot the gap. So if you were supposed to use those last few hooks, you're not going to anymore. And I believe, yes, this is just slopers for the Slogies.
Yeah, you have to have that lock-off strength. That is an essential for this. You can see Yuri really having to get a good grip on that. He's feeling it here. And he's trying to hold those slopers.
Somehow still hanging on. Unbelievable, he is through. And now the board drop. Now we have seen athletes kind of shuffle down to grab that ledge. The back half of that board is now out of play. You have to do a throwback move. And Yuri Prokopin is going to be the first to try this.
Oh, this is going to hurt.
Or...
He's trying to innovate it. Now he's tiring himself, unfortunately.
I guess that's
this is the problem
reset.
with going...
So I think we've established that resets aren't allowed anymore based on what happened on the Skyhooks in the teen division. You're getting some clarification on that reset rule. Gets the tap and doesn't get it.
Yuri is really going to be pushing his biceps here.
You can see the back half taped off. Not allowed to grab that anymore. Gets the grab, gets the jump up.
Still has to do the drop here.
Unless he goes for the dismount. Which he's going for.
Very true.
No, he goes for the drop and he gets it.
Just so taxing on the forearms
Look at that.
here.
Look at that blocker. They know better because they know people would have tried to go under after that weird rolling we saw earlier today.
Now a great save by Yuri. We're onto the marble run here. This is going to be cool. I hope we can see Yuri through this obstacle. This is the disadvantage of going first, is he has had no one to see this. He's going to be the first one to attack this obstacle and the first one to set the bait up. But if there's one man that's going to do it, it's going to be him.
Yuri had a couple of incredible saves in addition to the cane slider one. That was on the 7th obstacle. Really no ability to one-hand save this one.
Okay, now he's got a Superman this.
No, he's going for the skip. Oh, he missed the skip.
And you've got to give kudos where kudos is needed. That was an incredible lâche there, so far in regards to the distance that he needs to travel there in order to make that a reality.
Well, I mean, somebody's going to get that skip.
Yeah, I think they're going to start going for it. I think Yuri will arguably go for it again. It looked like he had the right idea, and he's just got to put a bit more power behind it.
With 27 seconds left, that might be his only option. Now look at how wildly those cradles are swinging. Remember, they swing independently. And Yuri got it anyway. Never mind. Nope. Now he touched the blocker. And they're going to say that's out.
Wow.
All right,
okay,
so disadvantage of going first. You unlock some anti-beta for your fellow competitors, as they've now learned that really any kind of contact is going to be out with that blocking pad. But nevertheless, an incredible run by Yuri to set the bar.
Yeah, I think they're pretty determined on making sure that you do it the proper way and you don't skip it. But, you know, Yuri is one of our top athletes, and now he's going to unlikely be able to hold on to that top position or hold on to a podium position in this elite division. And had he gone later, it probably would have been a different story, Alex.
And you know what I just realized another benefit of those blocking pads is below the finished starting platforms? You really can't catch it with your gut like a lot of other competitors have. So that also discourages skips. But if anyone's going to get a skip, it might be this man, Jay Lewis. Broke his horrifying, debilitating broken ankle. Came back from it way faster than expected to get second at the World Championship. He has not missed a step since then, except for when he missed a step earlier tonight.
Now looking to go for the lache, or just the straight. Oh no, you definitely have to go for the lache because that box is unstable, as you mentioned. Yeah, Jay Lewis. Imagine if this is the winning run right now. He could do it. He's definitely was the favorite coming into today. That dropping now for him.
Nice linking exit.
Yeah, bar hops are no troubles for these elite level ninjas. They've done them a million times.
Oh, Jay Lewis missing the skyhook jump. He went for the regular move instead of the skip. I figured we were going to see almost everybody go for the skip. Jay went for the standard move. Goes for the standard move again, gets it the second time. Eyeing up the discount.
Skyhooks are his bread and butter, so I'm not surprised that he did get it the second time round. And it's not uncommon for these ninjas to have to use their retry on the skyhooks. It's just such an awkward obstacle that they haven't yet tried before, and it's very slippery. Jay Lewis, with strength in spades,
oh my gosh, look at this.
That's not
one-handing the slopers. This is ridiculous.
He makes that look too easy.
Well, I guess we know what he was doing when he was on the shelf for 6 weeks with an ankle injury.
Just training slopers for this very moment. Now, it looks like he's going to do it the proper way, not copy Yuri. He's learned from Yuri's mistake and doesn't want to do that. He's just going to do it the legitimate way. Have to do this throwback.
Tape line is off except for the ledge. He gets the first.
Okay, now gearing up.
Grabs the second.
Okay, now coming into Marble Run. If he can make it through this with 1:40 on the clock, there is still time here, Alex, to get the finish. Now, it's interesting to see what approach Jay Lewis is going to take. He's going to go for the Superman, I believe. Yeah, he's going for it, Alex.
He's going for the Superman. He got the Superman! Jay Lewis is Superman!
An incredible effort so far, but now we are onto little ledges. This obstacle has earned its name. 1:15 on the clock. This is doable here. A course completion by Jay Lewis is still possible. He's the second athlete to take onto this course. And if he can get little ledges here, he's done this a million times before. This is his strength point. And now we are going to see ourselves onto the final obstacle. Jay Lewis, the favorite to win.
With 2 retries nonetheless. And the crazy thing is, he might get the clear, and we have no idea if it's going to be fast enough. Getting the turnaround, doing a backswing, that's smart. Second move you have to do immediately also. Grabbing the cliff ledge.
Jay Lewis is going to make it through.
Of Jay Lachey grows.
2:52 on the clock. 40 seconds to spare here on this course. Jay Lewis has been the second-seeded competitor here today, and he has thrown down a time that is going to put so much pressure on the remaining 19 athletes.
At what point do we start asking if he threw for content on the placement course?
He's gonna start claiming it if he's right. I can tell you that.
This was just unbelievable. And again,
What a machine.
we have 19 more runs after this. This might not even be podium for all we know. This is going to be a wild and crazy Sunday night. Because Jay Lewis just threw down one of the runs of the year, and we're not going to know for another hour or so whether or not that won him his second title.
Yeah, and I guess nor is he, but he's going to be able to sit tight, sit comfortably, but also have to hold on and hope that no one comes along and beats that time. Because, I mean, now that they know they know what they've got to beat, they can just go after it. You know, some of those individuals like Josiah Papel have another 19, 18 runners until they have a go at this course. So a lot of people to really go ahead through. And
hold on, one second. Mic check. Is this better? Mic check. I think I was having some technical. Okay, yeah. My microphone volume decided to just shoot way down for no reason. Jaden Welch also went out on that first obstacle. We've seen that has not been a curse tonight.
Well, Jaden, did come out on the first obstacle. As you said, it's indicative of a great run to come, hopefully, from what we've seen so far. The crowd is on their feet as Jaden now lines up the bar hop. Of course, co-owns Life Force Ninja and designs a lot of the obstacles. And we owe so much to this individual. Let's see, can he take on this course?
Well, you know he's done big, powerful sky moves like that. If he is as innovative of a course designer as he says he is, which, for the record, he definitely is. Makes the dismount. 3 obstacles down. Here's Skyhook Chaos. It's where Jay Lewis used his only retry.
And I guess that highlights the potential for time saves here, is if you can get a flawless run, which we haven't really seen all weekend. Looks like he's going for that approach. And honestly, the elites make that look like potentially the best approach to tackle this sky.
I completely agree, and I also noticed it's kind of turned 135 degrees in the opposite direction. That is a spillover platform, so that's okay. Jaden getting some chalk onto Slogies. This is going to claim a lot of victims tonight. It already has all weekend long.
I would argue you've either got it or you don't with this Slogies. You've either got that lock off and grip strength to be able to hold those, or you don't. And we're going to find out with Jaden right now. These are the difficult ones. It's all these awkward transitions. He's got 2 more to go though.
I slept. That 3 to 4 transition.
Yeah, that's
just
tough.
Ridiculous.
You have to have pure and utter lock off and grip strength that can hold that, which not many people can say.
Second attempt. Can't use both retries on the same obstacle, so he has to beat it here or his championship is over. Here's the move that got him just a second ago. Now matching, that was smart.
If he can make this work, that is a great innovation here. He's holding,
and he went for he should have gone for the other hand. Great kip up, by the way. He should have gone for the other hand when he tried to wedge his right hand loose. It also wedged his left hand loose, and that's all the hands he got, folks. And Jaden Welch ran out of grip.
Yeah, that is a tough slopers, and can't really do much about that. If it's not within you, it's not within you, and that one really is going to be taking out a bunch of competitors this afternoon. And let's see who our next person on the chopping block is going to be after this. Thomas Matthews, another competitor who came out early but has so much to prove here.
Yeah, Thomas Matthews turned both true function courses, and I know we say every course is a speed course, but really into speed courses. And he put up lightning fast times on both. Today, though, not so much. He needed to put up a lightning fast time, fell under the pressure. This is most certainly not a speed course. Apologies to Matt D'Amico, but you need all kinds of grip strength. And we're going to find out if Thomas has that.
Absolutely. It's important to remember that he qualified first at True Function, so one of the strongest competitors here for the UK. It's really great to see that kind of international representation. We've got Hollis Lansford also coming up later, and then we can see some Israeli athletes all taking up the schedule here to come. But Thomas Matthews is first up, and we get to see what he has to prove now. Coming out on the first obstacle in that placement course, looking to obviously go much further now in the challenge course, where it's for all the marbles and everything matters.
Quickly through parkour. Onto the spinners now. The Union Jack making yet another appearance. Nice grab there. Needs to
struggling with the
redirect the
dismount.
swing.
Okay, now lining up the big bar hop here.
Oh,
is-
he's short. Never got the
You've
height.
got to get some height on that, yeah. It's a tricky one because you're going against the time, you're going against the clock, the pressure is there. Thomas Matthews knows that he's got to perform here. He's got to have a great run. And that's his first of 2 attempts. But if he falls here, he will be out.
Second attempt. There's a much better kick. Gets the drop. Hangs on. Trying to get the dismount. He does. Used up quite a bit of time there, though. And a retry.
Coming into sky hooks. This is another obstacle that is commonly known for taking out an athlete's retry. We're going to see what approach Thomas Matthews sees. We've seen a bunch now, and it will be interesting. Hopefully he goes for the one ring dismount straight through. Yeah, and it looks like that's the approach.
He kept another ring with him. That's interesting. That'll get him a little bit closer to the dismount.
Absolutely. He's making full sure that he's going to complete that obstacle.
Well,
Oh,
hang
just
on.
trying-
There we go. Thought you might have jinxed him for a second.
And now we come on to Slogies, the obstacle that has been infamous this whole weekend in all its different variations and pain points. The elite males have it the toughest we have seen so far, just using those slopers. Jay Lewis made it look easy. Thomas Matthews is making it look easy as well, I would say. But this is the awkward one.
Okay, then. I mean, just the raw amount of strength you need to complete this obstacle is just absurd, especially this crazy dismount. I mean, you have to find a way to build up a front swing because you can't just let go of that fourth sloper and then perform a front swing on one hand on a sloper. That's just not how physics works. You kind of just have to push yourself forward.
Absolutely, and it's worth noting that he's only got 1:13 on the clock here, and that is the demanding time limit of this elite level competition. They really are pushing these athletes. So Thomas is going to have to go here as he lines up to build up the lache.
Jay Lewis was already on the last obstacle at this point.
He's got it.
The championship out of reach for Thomas. Still a lot of national pride to be had. Certainly you got to think for either him or Hollis. For one of them, it's going to be a long flight ride home. I mean, at least in terms of, you know what I mean. Gets the second drop. 33 seconds left. Reels in the platform. And he's up there.
Okay, there's
Just enough time
24
for
seconds.
one attempt at Marble Run.
He's going to have to go quick if he wants to do it. He doesn't have much time here. 17 seconds on the clock. He's looking a bit gassed. You can see him.
Yeah.
You can see him breathing heavy. And 10 seconds left. I think he knows that he's out, but he's gonna give it a go anyway. And
Well, it was worth a
unfortunately,
shot.
that's always worth
And
a
I
shot. And it's gonna.
Well, even though he has 4 seconds left, Thomas isn't going to give in. He's going to make the Ferox crew reset here.
Oh my, the dedication here. He wants to have fun. He just wants to give it a go. I think he wants to be Superman and see if he has what it takes to get this obstacle done and dusted.
You came
I
all
hope
the
he
way from
does.
the UK. You might as well.
He's gonna build up that momentum.
No.
Ah.
He had nothing left.
But anyway, a phenomenal run from Thomas Matthews there. He can be super proud of how far he made it there. And yeah, just all round a strong run from one of our UK competitors. You love to see it. He just lost a bit of time there on that bar hop, having to reset. It is a huge time sink. And I think Jay Lewis finished with roughly a good 40 seconds on the clock. So I think that attributes to how fast you have to move if you want to take out that top spot.
Definitely a tall order for anyone who wants to clear this course, especially if you want to do it faster than Jay Lachey. There is a current breakdown of our score. Yuri Prokudin currently sitting in second, Thomas Matthews in third, 3 countries in the top 3. We are going to have Eli Dagan coming up next, ranked second in the Israeli Ninja League in 2023. Competes out of the flash like so many of his compatriots. We're going to see 5 Israelis in this elite male competition. This the first, and unfortunately we saw 2 of them out on the first obstacle. They're going to run back-to-back here. Eli making his way through parkour, much better. Really, it feels like they should have flip-flopped the first obstacle of the placement course and the challenge course, as Eli making his way through. Onto the flying bar. Bit of technical difficulties there. We'll get that sorted out right now, in fact, as he makes the drop onto the 4th rung. And I have been so impressed, folks, with how strong these Israelis are at bar tech. Almost every single one of them gliding through. Another incredible save, and the hop. He's making the hops that might have been intended by the course designers. All right then, Eli, here to show off and show out.
That's absolutely right, Alex. But does he have what it takes on the slogies? This is a make or break here. He's looking strong so far. This could be a phenomenal run for Israel representing. This is great to see.
Can't
that
find
strength.
It. Still hanging on. Madeline Medeiros-esque.
Wow.
Reminiscent of her trying to hang on to boats for way too long. And similarly, Eli's going to fall. Second attempt here. He definitely has the strength. Hopefully he can find that 4th slogie this time.
Eli going for his second attempt here. I think he has a different idea of how he wants to approach it. He couldn't get the distance that time.
Gets it that
using that
time.
Momentum. Wow. He has so much strength behind him. Eli now coming in with 1:40 on the clock. Unfortunately, the slope is one of the most taxing obstacles here on this course, arguably. And now he's got to do board drop, which is just as taxing.
Especially on those forearms, after you've already had a brutal forearm burner, after you've already had 2 very technical obstacles.
Oh no!
And that's his final retry used up. 1:20 left.
So what does he have left in the tank? That is what is the question here.
Trying to size up those moves. At this point, beating this obstacle is going to be the victory. This time is running too low to beat the entire course. 1:03 still remaining.
He could get through the next 2 obstacles if he is lightning quick. As he lines up the grab, it's the second drop that might get him here. It's so taxing on the forearms. He's been up in the air for too long. As he grabs it, and now just looking for that dismount.
Also, that blocker pad prevents you from kind of scissor grabbing the platform that we saw a couple other competitors do. 30 seconds. Has time to beat Marble Run, but only 1 attempt to do it. He's going to go for the hop. I feel like this is a mistake. Alternatively,
He spoke wrong. Spoke too soon, Alex.
he has
Now
enough
building-
swing to do the Superman move, unless he's going for the skip. He went for the skip, and it's no good. Eli Dagan is going to be eliminated on Marble Run like so many of our other competitors here today, but nevertheless showed a lot of promise through the early parts of this course.
Yeah, you've got to take your hat off to Eli. Just a phenomenal effort from him in all parts of this course. He really fought for this course and just did so well to get to this point. And perhaps if he didn't have to double up on the slopers there, it would have been a different story. He would have had more energy. It looks like he could have gone the distance, to be truthful.
Maybe a little bit more time also. This time limit unforgiving, even if we saw Jay Lewis clear it with about 40 seconds left.
Yeah, Jay Lewis is just on another level, it seems, at this point, because to be able to clear that with having no reference point is still hard to believe that he did that quickly.
Einov Kuznik, our next athlete, also representing Israel. We saw Eli lead the way. Can Einov follow it up?
I think what's really cool, Alex, is that as we move ever closer towards Brooks Bieber and the likes, we will be seeing the individuals who cleared the entire course for the placement course. They just keep getting better and better, but Einov is our first one off the ranks, of course, representing Israel, which is fantastic to see. His first place in the Israel League. Ooh, yes.
Okay, cutting it close again. Bear in mind, it is about 4 a.m. local time for him.
Very true. So he may be facing a little bit of jet lag, but they're all strong. They have so much support from them at home, from all the fans watching on. So it's fantastic they're all here. And Einov is flying through the first part of this course, trying to match Jay Lewis, it seems.
Showing why he was #1 in the Israeli Ninja League. Makes the jump. Makes the dismount immediately.
Just going through this as quickly as humanly possible. His power to weight ratio, similar to Jay Lewis, is insane.
Wow.
He's just swinging through some of those. No need for lock-off.
Are we sure those aren't monkey bars?
Honestly, he's making them look like monkey bars. 2:25 on the clock. Most people get here with 1:45. So he is going so much quicker than the competition standard. And he's trying to do what Yuri did in the past.
And he got it.
And he did get it.
Okay. And he starts with the nice swing there. Up to the second board. But now he needs to go for the same move unless he's going for the dismount. He is going for the dismount.
Wow.
And he catches it. All right then.
Einov could be looking at not only a finish, but also contesting Jay Lewis's time, depending on how quickly he can move through the back end of this course. This could be phenomenal. Israel could see a podium or even first place finish here in this elite male division.
And this is coming from an athlete that failed to even complete the first obstacle on the challenge on the placement course, but we knew he was so much better than that. Will he be the first tonight to get the skip? Or is he going for the Superman? He's going for the skip, and he threads the needle.
Counts. Wow. Talk about time saves here. Einov is just executing on everything perfectly. This could be a seriously strong run here. He's just got to connect to these last two obstacles, and he could see himself on a podium quality run here. I don't know if he's going to have the time to contest Jay Lewis's run, but to get a podium would still be phenomenal in this elite division.
Well, here's the vertical limit. Second tonight to attempt it. Got it!
So quick through this obstacle.
Now, he is not faster than Jay Lewis's pace. However,
he didn't need his retries. He was strong all throughout this course, setting a pace that was similar to Jay Lewis, bar the end. This is going to throw him straight into second place and going to be a tough one to beat.
Absurd stuff out of Einov. Going from not completing a single obstacle to not failing a single obstacle. Incredible stuff. That is the kind of redemption story that makes Premier Series so amazing to watch.
And he had so many beta breaks all throughout, and I think people are now going to be copying exactly what he did. You know, with the boards, he pulled off what Yuri couldn't quite get. with the skip on the marble run, he just had really good innovations there that allowed him to cut down his time. Jay Lewis still standing strong, roughly 23 seconds ahead. So still a bit of time to cut down if someone is to take that first place spot from him. But we've still got plenty of competitors to go, Alex. We're only 6 down, 15 to go.
Well, coming up next, out of Canada, a word I do not want to hear today as a Steelers fan. It is Kai Diol. Made it deep into stage 2 at the World Championship, went out on Foursquare, a kaleidoscope-type obstacle. If he wants to clear this course tonight, he's going to have to get a similar obstacle, which I would argue is even harder than the one he failed to complete at the World Championship.
Absolutely.
Looks like we were having a little bit of technical difficulties on the camera end, so we're going to take a moment to get those squared away. Quickly, though, I want to point out Beth Lodge is in the chat. Everybody say hi to Beth. Was unable to make it here today, but was one of 2 women all season long in the Elite Division to get a buzzer. Incredible stuff. We hope to see her back in the Premier Series next year. But she is here cheering on her fellow UK competitors, including Thomas, which she mentions only started Ninja in general in July of last year.
Wow.
So for all the impressiveness he has shown us all season long, that is on a year and a little bit of change of training.
Yeah. That is, it's what it shows is that he's going to grow into the sport so much more. To already be competing at the elite level in such a short space of time is indicative of the fact that he's going to be successful. And speaking of someone who could be very successful here today on this course, it's Kai Diol, a phenomenal athlete, and we're going to see how he fares. Obviously had an early exit on the placement course, but he's going to be looking to go much further. He knows Jay Lewis finished this entire challenge course with roughly 40 seconds left on the clock, so he knows what he's got to beat if he wants that top spot.
We mentioned this young man's dedication when we were up at Life Force. He trains there 3 times a week. Even though he lives in Canada, he crosses the border every time to compete.
What a legend. Just going after it, dedicating himself to the training. He's seen a bunch of competitors now go through, 6 to be exact, and he's learning the betas and the best approaches for these obstacles. Now just looking to build up some momentum so he can get off and dismount.
Decides not to use that second ring, loses the hat, he gets it back.
The hat is always important. It's an essential part of training.
The hat is not an extension of your body, so if that falls into the water pit, doesn't matter, you keep going.
Now he is eyeing up the slogies. These slopers are brutal, but these elites make it look doable or even easy at some point.
Are we sure that ninjas don't train slopers? Because I feel like ninjas might train slopers.
They must. It's phenomenal, the grip strength that they have and the lock-off that they're able to maintain on those terrible holds, arguably. You know, they're just so impossible for the ordinary human being to even be able to hold, but these elites just smash through it and make it look easy, even though every single one of us would struggle. Now going with the approach that we've seen a few ninjas do. Again, the benefit of running later is even from Kai Diol here, you can learn how he's going about actually getting it to grab.
Yeah, and he had a lot of trouble. He has to, yeah. Only hands on this obstacle, and you can't reset. So knowing that he was probably going to get stuck there on the rope, he goes for the traditional format, grabs, and that drops a lot lower than it has in previous divisions. Although he will go for the dismount here.
Yeah, that
loses the hat again. He's not getting it back. Never mind. There it is.
The hat always stays as part of Kai Diol's agenda here. You can see him breathing heavy, whacking out the arms. He's got marble run. He's got little ledges, and then he's got the final spinner obstacle. For him to complete that all in 58 seconds, I don't know if that's possible, but let's see how far he can make it on this course as he eyes up the marble run.
He says he loves techie obstacles, techie flowy obstacles. This, I mean, a number one when you think about it. Big swing here, gonna go for the cut. actually had enough power. Nope, touched. He had enough power to go for the Superman. And honestly, I'm starting to wonder if maybe the Superman is just the approach.
Well, it's definitely what Jay Lewis did to manage to secure the top spot at the moment, so it's definitely not a huge time loss, to be truthful. It's safer, but also it's quite a scary prospect, if it's not something that you've trained all that much, doing a Superman. Doing it first time in a competition format is sometimes too much to ask of people, so going for that skip is sometimes the preferred approach. Now let's see them line up.
He slipped! There's no stopper there. He got the bar crooked, and Kai Diol is eliminated at the marble run.
That unfortunately is going to conclude Kai Diol's run there. You can see the community really getting around him there because he had such a fantastic run to that point, and it was just that marble run that caused him to come unstuck there. He came so close on his first attempt and endured those boards as well. We've got to pay respects to that. How he made the initial mistake, learned from it, and of course kept the hat in amongst all of this the entire time. So great run there by Kai Diol. Unfortunately, it's going to put him in third, but I don't know if that's going to hold him a podium finish, unfortunately.
So we will see how well that will hold up, as coming up next, it's another one of his fellow Canadians, Silas Snyder, coming out of Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
Silas has worked really hard to be here today. He's a speed athlete. He's strong, he's powerful, he's consistent. He's got all the criteria to do well in this competition. And we're about to find out what he's made of on perhaps one of the toughest courses we have ever seen in WNL history. He's got 2 retries in the bank. Let's see how he goes here. Flying bar should be a part of his bread and butter. It seems to be for these ninjas.
Eyeing at the dismount, and he's through. And Silas Snyder, who looked fantastic on that Life Force course. I mean, of course he was able to get the flying bar. He got one of the hardest flying bar variants I've ever seen. Skyhooks. Another difficult obstacle that was on that Life Force course. He had to do an underhook move. This kind of an underhook, kind of a sideways move. It's crooked. That hook is tilted downward. This is just a mess of an obstacle, and it has rightfully earned the name Chaos.
Yeah, I believe so. It has been, bar the slopers for the other divisions, it's been one of the deadliest obstacles, particularly in just taking away one attempt. It just seems to really crush the ninjas here. Silas gets it the second time. The common reality for so many of our competitors here today, they get it the second time once they feel it out and understand what it is all about.
And that's part of the fun of the challenge course, is that you can put those kinds of obstacles in, and it doesn't really come down to, who's able to feel it out on their first try, or who just gets the best
little bit of
luck of the mill on the first try. Here, you get 2 tries. You get to feel it out once. You can even go for some cool skips if you want. Second time, you go for a little bit safer approach. Silas now slipping on that third slogie. Never really got a good handle on it.
Okay, he's used all of his attempts now. The yellow lights are on, indicating that he is on his final attempt, and any falls now will result in the conclusion of his run. He's still got so much more to give, but can he get past these slopers?
He tried matching again, and I don't think that's the technique. Because once you're matching there, your hand is only on half of the sloper. You really can't rely on gravity and on your fingers. There's just nothing to hang on to there.
No, you're absolutely right. You really have to one-arm them. It's got to be a lock-off format. And I know that's easier said than done, but it seems to be the way in which people are approaching it when they do well.
Unfortunately, his run ends. He will also not be happy to know that the Argonauts' main rival, the Montreal Alouettes, won the Grey Cup earlier tonight. I had to do it. That obscure sports jokes is my thing.
Well, next up we've got a competitor back from the US, Evan Laverly. He threw down a decent run, but unfortunately, again, probably came out a little bit earlier in the placement course than what he would have liked. got a power ranking of 22, so well ranked in this course, and qualified 4th at Life Force, so being the 4th qualified out of 4 qualifying spots, and came 35th at Worlds, getting to the end of stage 1, but just coming short on the final obstacle. So we're about to see him take to the course here. Jay Lewis still continuing to throw down the most dominant time by a mile. It's hard to believe that someone's going to be able to beat this. The one hope that we have is that as we move through, we're going to more top-seeded competitors who are going to be looking to contest that time. But it's really impressive what Jay Lewis has been able to do. 252, he's thrown down an expectation that you essentially just have to go through this course, be extremely efficient, make no mistakes, and not really have any downtime or any rest time in between. So that's an attribute to Jay Lewis's technique and strength. And an individual who's going to be looking to beat that is Evan Laverley. He didn't quite complete the placement course, but found himself in the middle of the pack here today. So let's see how he goes on this challenge course where all the marbles, everything matters, and all the placement course now becomes irrelevant.
A Vitality athlete along with so many of the other top athletes here this weekend. His sister Sophie also trains. Oh, hello.
he got a free
bank
free
error
bar
in your
hop
favor.
there.
Collect $15.
Yep, it is what it is. I think he must have shaken it a little bit and then it dropped for him, which made his life a little bit easier. He can link those. I wonder what approach he's going to take here. Going for the skyhook.
Yeah, that was an interesting approach. He kind of tried to like inward palm grab it and then just do it backwards. It was interesting. Let's see what he does on the second attempt.
Usually it's the second attempt that they need to get it right because it is such a difficult obstacle. He's going to go with the same skyhook approach and he gets it.
As I was saying, his sister Sophie also trains up at Vitality, a strong ninja in her own right. Addie Herman, we saw earlier today, get on the podium. Evan would love to join her. But first, got to beat these slogies.
Slogies is the aim of the game here. Does Evan have the strength? He's looking good so far. This final one is very finicky, but he's going to move through it with decent pace. He's quincing a little bit, but overall, just a strong run so far. 210. He came out early on the placement course, showing us that that was not meant to be because he is now flying through this challenge course, which is much more difficult than the placement course.
Look directly into the camera as he gets the first board drop. Looking to get up to the second. Gets it.
Now probably going to be going for the direct skip.
What he's going for.
Looks like he's going for the drop.
A little wonky. Tried to bail out of it with the drop and he slipped. That's his final retry. And a minute 37 left. A lot of energy and a lot of time gone now.
Absolutely. A lot of energy is probably one of the core problems here. Those board drops just take so much out of you. So to have to do that twice it's tough. It's tough. Evan going to give it another go though. A minute 30 on the clock. It looks like he's trying to...
Oh, he got it. That'll save him some energy.
Yeah, I think he needs it. I think that's why he did that approach. He risked
and he got caught. His hands got caught. And Evan Laverley will be eliminated on the board drop.
Or we can just go back and see this run once again. Struggling with doing the bar hop perfectly. Lost one retry there. Managed to work his way through the skyhook again on his second attempt. Do the slopers. Smash through those. Show that he's got upper body strength for days. But then on the drop boards, it just got the better of him. He looked really strong and he just made the mistake of trying to go for that second drop with huge amounts of momentum.
And then he just got caught there at the end. How many times today, how many times this weekend really, have we seen ninjas just get caught or they peel? And it just, this is just such a difficult course that anything and everything can take out an athlete, and we have seen that in every division.
Absolutely right. And now we can see 9 athletes have gone through. Einav and Jay Lewis are the only individuals to have completed this so far. Leo Riveron looking to be the next, age 35 from Chicago. He had a decent run on the placement course. Unfortunately, just came out early. Wasn't really hoping for that, but this is where dreams are actually made, is on the challenge course here. Leo attacking this course well so far.
Bubbled out of the finals at Motive. Bubbled into the finals at Austin. Missed that first spinner. We've seen that happen a couple times throughout the weekend. Usually they get it on the second attempt once they feel it out. Second attempt now. Static's the first spinner. Will he go for the second? He does. And he lands gracefully. One retry still in the bank. Nice hop.
Now comes the drop. This is the big one.
A little bit of a slip. Oh, got caught, but he made it down. Oh, but he's short on that fourth jump. This is the last gasp for Leo Riveron.
It's just not the place that he wants to be coming out.
Worked so hard to get into these finals. It would be devastating to see him out this early in them.
Now
Especially
lining up
before he gets to the skyhook obstacle, where he really made some fans back at Austin. Gets it on the second attempt. Eyes up the dismount. Gets it. And now the problem is that he is out of retries. It's a flow course from here on out.
You are absolutely right, Alex. Now lining up the sky hooks. It's going to be interesting to see which approach he takes through all of this chaos. He could do the one ring dismount, or he could do the sky hooks approach. He's going to go for the one ring. He's happy.
He lived up to the hype.
Just trying to control that momentum now. Trying to get it in the right direction. And all the while, just burning up energy and the muscles here. Because after this, and the time, of course, because after this he's going to have to do slopers, which is just going to be brutal. Especially, he's a well-built man, and he's got a bit more weight behind him than someone like Jay Lewis. So pulling himself through these slopers is going to be an exponentially bigger challenge than if you weigh, say, 40 or 50 kilos.
Yeah, and that's going to be it.
Yeah.
Leo Riveron eliminated at the Slogies. They have claimed yet another victim.
Absolutely, but Leo can be super proud of that run. He made an early mistake there on the fidget spinners, and also made an early mistake there on the flying bar, but managed to recover it on his second attempt, get that dismount, show us why he's the Skyhook's king, and then unfortunately just coming out there on the slopers in the end. It is really such a demanding obstacle that you need your full just control in your lock-off and grip strength.
So 10 gone. Still 13 to go.
Wow.
As next up, our final UK representative of the weekend, Hollis Lansford.
Yeah. Well, with that in mind that there's 13 more competitors to go, it's very clear that the top two at the moment, who have both got completions, that could change at any moment. And we'll see what Hollis has to say about that. Another great UK competitor, one to watch right now and in years to come. He's going to do great things here. He qualified 4th at True Function Ninja, placed 44th at the WNL Worlds, and has just done so many incredible things. Oh,
it spun out from him. It spun out from him. We haven't seen that in a couple divisions. Winner of the UK Regional Championship earlier this year. Got him his spot in Greensboro. Second attempt. Makes the catch. And he's through.
I think one of the interesting facts about this young man is he has competed across the UK, Germany, and Switzerland throughout this year. Made it to stage 2 of the WNL Worlds. It's just great to see the diversity of experiences from this young man as he takes on this course. And now coming into Skyhook Chaos, He does have that second attempt in his back pocket, which is important to remember. Skyhooks is usually typical just for taking one of those away from you automatically, depending on the approach you take.
Well, it's looking good so far for Hollis. I'm sure he wishes he didn't burn a retry on the spinners.
Absolutely. And Alex, I don't want to be a statistician here, but I think that the one-arm approach has had a 100% clear rate so far, and every time the skyhook approach is used, for the most part, people burn a retry trying to do it. It's just one thing that I've noticed consistently over these runs so far.
Perhaps we should start taking stats on that.
Well, Hollis is looking good on this part. He's just doing swing through, which is a rare approach. That is incredible that he's able to do that.
Yeah, kind of side grabbed some of those slopers.
And he saved his biceps in the process. He didn't need to do any lock off whatsoever. So that saved him so much.
On to board drop now. Going for the toss approach. And the more energy he saves on this obstacle, the more likely he is to be the third athlete tonight through Marble Run.
Absolutely.
Losing control of that board, losing grip on that rope, taking a tactical reset. That's his last.
Okay, 1:26 on the clock. It may not be time for a completion, but he could definitely make a dent in this course and maybe potentially make it into the final obstacle if he really pushed it here. Hollis, representing the UK, has such a great background in this sport and is going to go on to do so many good things.
It's worth noting, by the way, that Hollis went out on throwback at the World Championship. This kind of a similar move that, as we know, just claimed Evan Lavallee a moment ago. And Hollis can't make the catch. Shrugs it off. Hug from coach.
Yeah, well-spirited there, and that's what we love to see in this sport. Even at the elite level, you know, sometimes it's a tough break to make those simple mistakes and just make those silly mistakes that you didn't want to make. But Hollis, always being good-spirited about it. He has such a good resume of experiences, and I think for him to travel all the way from the UK to here, to be here today, just shows how committed he is to this sport and what he's going to do in the years to come.
And it's worth noting, even though he finished pretty far down in the challenge course order, if we had made this just a run-of-the-mill regular season competition, getting past Slogies probably would have won. So
Yeah,
I want everybody to realize this was the top quarter of athletes that we took even to get into Premier Series, and then you had to win a qualifier to get here to the finals.
So it is tough. Oh yeah, we've got our big man here just taking on the course. Jonathan Bange, one of the fan favorites here today. He's a great coach. He's a great athlete. He's got a great attitude and everything in between. So let's see what he can pull out here. He's brought the excitement, brought the confidence, and that's half the challenge.
Uh-oh!
No!
There's another second obstacle out. Same thing happened to him at Worlds. Thankfully here, he gets a retry.
It is crazy that these spinners are taking out so many of our elite male athletes. It is deceptively tricky.
And again, similar to the preteen male division last night, if you throw too hard, it is going to bite you. You really want to go into that soft, just like Jonathan just did. One retry gone. Onto flying bar. Gets the drop. Just catches that last cradle and makes the dismount. 2:55 to go.
Yeah, crushing this course. I love to see when people just execute the fly bar with great technique, and that's exactly what Jonathan just did. Now let's see what approach he takes. He's seeing the beta. Is he going to go with the skyhook approach, or he's going to go through the swing through, and he gets it.
There it is again, first try.
Yeah, it's proving my hypothesis. The one-arm swing through is the way to go, and I think more ninjas are coming to discover that as they notice that everyone is doing it and getting through. Just making that dismount.
Okay, no, he got it. He got it.
He got it.
That is a spillover platform, so you just have to meet the 3 points. He crossed the front plane, touched the platform on his way down, and obviously disengaged the ring. His run still going here. He's chalked up. Retry still available.
Now, does he have the strength for these slogies? You either have it or you don't. It's a no-joke kind of obstacle.
Uh-oh, struggling a little bit, but he is on that second slogie.
You can see him really having to grip each other.
Snow white with chalk. desperately trying to make it through these devious slopers that have claimed so many victims tonight. The lights go yellow, and this is his last shot.
It is, Alex. This is his last shot. 140 on the clock here. I've got my fingers crossed that Jonathan's going to make it through here. It's going to be tough, though. He was fighting there. His energy's gone a little bit now, but he's mapping it out. He's learning what it feels like to be on those slopers that are just brutal on the forearms. That looks better.
That is much better, and that rest might have been exactly what he needed. Although this move is the hardest one.
Always matching. We know that can be tragic if it's not well executed.
Oh, he almost had it! Never got a good grab on the fourth one. And like Jaden Silas and Leo before him, Jonathan Bange has been victimized. By the way, nice, I'm not sure if that's a DDP or a TJ Watt kick. In any event, I like it, but victimized by the Slogies. Such a difficult obstacle.
Brutal. That obstacle, the Slogies, whoever invented that, well done. You know, hats off to you for creating something like that. I love how certain athletes make it look like they are literally swinging through on rings, and then other individuals show us just how difficult it is. And Jonathan will be in the 9th seeded position. It's not going to be enough to get him anywhere close to the podium at the moment. But speaking of people who want podiums, Alex, we have 11 athletes left.
And we still have Jay Lewis at the top of the podium. He was our second runner. We also have Einov Kuznik. We had the feeling that one of those two clears might open the floodgates. It hasn't happened yet. We'll see if Zach Toussaint can open it. He had that incredible clear back at Life Force, won him the competition, got him to this spot here tonight.
Wow, he's going quick.
He doesn't want to waste time.
I think he wants to beat Jay Lewis. I think these last 11 runners all have their sights set on beating Jay Lewis. That is in the back of their mind. They're like, okay, that's the time I got to beat, and now I'm just going to have to pull off the run of a lifetime if I'm going to do it. And Zach
This is the most aggressive run we've seen in a while.
Well, that's why Zach won his qualifier. It was incredibly competitive, and it didn't bother him. He still came out, broke the beta, and showed us why he's the best of the best. And I think knowing the amount of times he's broken betas in the past, I think he's going to have some unique strategies here on what he wants to do with this course, particularly in those later obstacles. You can see him chalking up here for the slopers. This is the pointy end of the equation. This is when we really get down to business here. Oh, Zach is making that look easy, Alex. He's looking good.
He's going with the sideways approach, and it's working, and he's out of there. 225,
wow, this is
good
quick.
time onto this point. Nice wink at the camera. These ninjas have such infectious personalities. They love being the center of attention, and they love it even more when they're the center of attention and throw down a massive run that Zach Toussaint is looking to do again here. Reaching over. I mean, you don't want to fall here. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. You don't want to fall immediately after winking into the camera. That's not good.
Okay, he's lining up the first grab. And
Got
he gets it. Now going for the second one.
Gets up there.
And he probably looks like he's just going for the skip. Yeah, he's got good control on the board.
Probably needs to choke up just a little bit more. Catching the platform. And he
gets
pulls himself up.
Okay, 1:32 on the clock. It may not be enough to beat Jay Lewis's time at this point, but he could still get himself a podium here if he can go quickly through these last 3 obstacles. It'll be interesting to see how he goes on the marble run. Is he going to go for a Superman approach?
No, he's going for the skip.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for that lache. It wouldn't be a Zach Toussaint run if he didn't go for the skip. And it'll be interesting to see how they call that.
Hit the.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, you saw that blocker move there. Now, for what it's worth, Zach Toussaint did get that famous skip on his second attempt. Granted, the first attempt was doing the obstacle normally, in which he almost got it, frankly. We'll see if he can reverse the trend, do it normally on the second attempt.
Yeah,
Einov skipped it. Jay did it correctly.
it's crazy that people are so hesitant to do it the proper way. They always want to go for that skip. And it looks like he's going to go for...
Nah, I don't know. This might be Superman.
Yeah, he's going Superman here.
Oh, he went Superman, and it didn't work. But he was pretty close there on the Superman.
Yeah, he was. And that just shows how tough it is. Zach Toussaint, one of the best here today, now out on obstacle 7. So still not quite making it through the entirety of this course, but boy oh boy, does he have a bright future in this competition. He has gone so far in this course and surprised us all in this Premier Series. Took the time out to have a wink, give us a smile, and is good-spirited about the whole process, which is what we love here, Alex.
He has definitely gained a lot of fans through his performance, not only at Life Force, but at Premier Series Finals as well. He is going to end up the most outstanding Canadian of the evening, just barely edging out Kai Deal as the fastest 2-marble run to not complete it.
Well, we are still looking at Jay Lewis in that top spot. Einov still in second place, could hold on to a podium here, but we have another 10 competitors to go, and they are fierce. A fan favorite now, Alex.
Schneier Sameach. For those of you still awake, just approaching 5 a.m. on Monday morning in Israel, Schneier is finally about to take to this challenge course. A young man who knows a thing or two about beating very difficult grip endurance courses. Really about beating courses in general. Just missed out on it by disqualification. Otherwise, he was going to have the fastest time earlier tonight.
He's looking for this fastest time now on this course. Yeah, the placement course did not do this young man justice. And let's see now. He wants to push Jay Lewis's time. And if you're on the sidelines watching
Schneier.
If you're... Schneier. If you're watching him on the sidelines, he is going to crush this course here. 2:45 on the clock. Alex, I have my fingers crossed for Israel, for all his supporters at home, that he can get this through and get a top time here. Now, what kind of grip strength does he have? The answer, plenty.
Well, he certainly has the ability to take down Jay Lewis, especially when you make the slogies look as easy as that. Now let's check the technical ability.
He does have the power, we do know that, so it's going to pay off in these boards and in the Superman move in the next obstacle as well. Oh, he's going for the skip, and it worked.
Yeah, that's the best we've seen that skip executed all night.
This is one of the best runs we've seen executed all night, Alex.
All right, he's through. Now the question is he going to go for the skip on Marble Run, or is he going to go for the Superman? I feel like he has the ability to get the Superman. A little bit wobbly as he goes down the track. And
it looks like he's going for the skip.
He's lining up for the skip. Really need to squeeze in there, thread the needle. Can't hit that board at all. You saw it move. That's an out.
That's tough. It is a tough call there for them. To thread that needle is so difficult there. They're so strict on that rule. And fair enough, they want you to do it properly. But it's just too good of an opportunity for these ninjas. They just keep wanting threading the needle, Alex.
Yeah, I feel like after Einov got it, pretty much everyone's going to go for it. And now it's just kind of started this hive mind where everyone's going for it instead of going for the regular move. And people are going down hand and fist.
And I believe it's worked.
That is a clear.
Oh, they're struggling to get in the chalk at the moment.
Yeah, the coach knocking over the blocker pad. And it's going to be... No? Okay, finally he got some chalk, I think. Or just gave up.
He's just like, I don't need it.
Vertical limit now. He
Oh!
fell. Now he needs the chalk.
Yeah, the chalk is definitely needed. For a vertical limit lache, it's a staple for that kind of move. It's such a powerful move. But we are still looking at potential for a podium here, for a second place finish, if he can really push this back end of the course.
He's actually coming pretty close to Jay Lewis's time. I don't know if he can top Jay Lewis's time. In the meantime, he's got to get past that vertical limit. He knows what he's going to go home and train. We're not going to talk about what happened there.
I think you forgot that he's on the live stream.
He's going to get us kicked off of YouTube, but Moreover, an impressive run. I'm sure one that the fans at home are really happy to see, as he is provisionally in 3rd place.
That is very true. And I think he can just be super proud of that run regardless. He has so much support from so many individuals across the globe. And good on him. Good on him for bringing this run, for showing the strength of Israel competitors. And what I'm excited for in the future, obviously we've got a few more, such as Gil Moran's, still to come. But to see what these Israel athletes have to offer, it's gonna be exciting in the years to come.
Jay Lewis and Einov Kuznick remain 1st and 2nd after failing to complete a single obstacle on the challenge course. And now we are in exclusively to the people that full cleared the challenge course.
Right. Okay. This is the pointy end of the spectrum. This is what we love to see. This is when it gets exciting. I think we've seen an incredible caliber of athletes, but now we're taking it to another level.
Brooks Bieber is the first on the starting line.
Okay, we're going to see these athletes really pushing the pace here. Clears are going to be in abundance, hopefully, if luck is on our side and mistakes aren't commonly made. And Brooks Bieber is hopefully going to start that train. He finished with, I believe, a 43 second with 2 seconds to spare on the challenge course. So slowest completion, but he completed it, and that's put him well placed in the run order. And so now it's getting iced out a little bit before we start this run. Brooks is going to be looking to go all the way, contest Jay Lewis's time. Everyone here wants the win.
Back in 2021, Brooks Bieber got to stage 3, went out on the reverse grab, finished in 8th place. The winner that year, Jay Lewis. Also in 4th place that year, Josiah Papel, who's going to run in a little bit later. Makes the drop.
Great technique here on this flying bar.
Skips that last rung. Skyhook chaos now. It has caused chaos for a lot of our competitors. There's the one-hand approach. And once again, it seems like an almost automatic success rate. And Brooks Bieber is flying to this 5th obstacle. Let's see if he can fly through it. And he has the potential to.
Wow. Yeah, I think he's got it. Oh, wait. He's struggling on the more tough one. Okay, he's just figuring it out. Yeah, what a phenomenal athlete there.
Under a minute used up to this 6th obstacle.
Okay, well, speaking of potential, Brooks Bieber could be laying down a top-notch run here if everything continues to go to a plan and he doesn't get too gassed. But he's got the board drop ahead of him. He's got the first board drop. Now he's going to do this giant lash J upwards. Again, just taxing on the forearms here. He's gearing up.
Got it.
Oh, that's a perfect
He might even think about
lash-A.
going for it this second one. Now choking back a little bit. He's going for the skip.
Yeah, he doesn't want to put that taxing pressure on his forearms any more than he has to. He wants that chalk bag. He's trying to quickly chalk up before the marble run. Alex, what's your prediction here? Is he going to do the Superman, or is he going to he's going to try and thread the needle, do you reckon?
He certainly has the ability to do the Superman, and I would still continue to argue he's better off doing the Superman.
It looks like he's going to do the Superman.
I think that's a Superman swing. That's a Superman. Oh, he thought better.
Oh. Okay, now he's changed his mind.
Yeah.
He is threading the needle here. This is a difficult move.
For 2 Israeli athletes, it has not worked for Brooks Bieber. He spills off to the side, uses his first retry. Can't use both on the same obstacle, so he needs to go for it on a second attempt. And, I mean, if he would have committed to that Superman, maybe he would have got it. We'll never know.
I don't think he had enough momentum there, or the angle just wasn't right when he released, and I think he knew it. But it's going to be interesting to see where his confidence is at. I don't know if he's going to have that desire to do the Superman again after that, and I think he might just go for thread the needle if I had to take it and hedge a bet here. Pumping out those forearms. He's gearing up for attempt number 2. Okay, he's got it in the position. And it
That's
looks
a
like
skip swing.
It looks like he's threading the needle here. This is a tough one.
No. And Brooks Bieber is going to be another athlete eliminated at the marble run. it's stymieing our competitors. It feels like if they just went for the Superman and they committed to it, that we wouldn't be having this problem. But instead, like so often, we get this hive mind of wanting to do a certain technique. And honestly, that's kind of proving that Jay Lewis kind of had an advantage for going early, because now he didn't get caught in this hive mind of going for the skip.
I think so. And I think it's going to be interesting to see characters such as Josiah Patel, who have those deep technical backgrounds in all of these moves and can do them day and night, whether or not they're just going to go back to the Superman. I think it's proving to be that the success rate on that thread the needle is just too risky. It's just not getting the payoff that people are looking for. We've got 8 more competitors left, with Isaac Sullivan up next. We've got 2 more competitors from Israel yet to compete, which is really exciting. And then just the rest are US individuals who have been absolutely crushing it. But yeah, I think that we might go back to the Superman. I hope that we revert back to it.
By the way, Zach Toussaint has been placed under review. We'll keep you updated on that. Isaac Sullivan going to be our next athlete. He ran too fast for me to read some of his bio, but he joined the Elite Division as early as he could. He also plays Magic the Gathering and has a clothing brand, Crucifix Clothing. And of course, the big stat on his page, a 15.5-foot Lachey.
Whoa. Okay, so this young man can fly, that is for sure. He may not have his pilot's license, but he can fly through the air using his Lachets. Isaac Sullivan just getting iced out for a second here as we await his inevitable course run. This could be big. We're down to our last 8 competitors on the challenge course. Jay Lachey Lewis still remains uncontested, to be quite truthful so far. Ninjas show strong promise at the start.
He's being iced.
Yeah, it looks like we're just dealing with some technical manners. They're just going to be sorted out at the moment. We just get to stare at him through the glass as he just looks on through. And we get to take a look at our standings one more time. I have a feeling it's going to change. It looks fantastic at the moment, but the only safe competitor at the moment for me is Jay Lewis in regards to how strong that is. I still think we're going to see a bunch more clears. And I'm hopeful that we do.
Since we have a moment, can we get the camera on Greg Smith, if the camera person is listening to me?
Well, we'll cross our fingers that he is, and
looks like we're just going to get stuck with a wide angle instead, but I do want to give a quick shout out to one of our staff members, Greg. Never mind.
We'll save it.
Greg really doesn't want that shout out.
Well, Isaac Sullivan is now on the stands. Let's get around this young man. He's got a 15.5-foot Lachey. He absolutely crushed that placement course. Is our top 8 seeded competitor here today, and well deserved. So anything can happen on this course run. He's chasing 40 seconds left on the... Oh, a little rookie error there. Just not what he wanted. But he's going to reset, go again. Just going fast is the killer.
He can definitely do this.
We're just resetting the obstacle. The beauty of that replay is, and that retry, is he really didn't lose many seconds of effort.
Ramses Valdez getting up there, and Isaac Sullivan getting iced again, this time mid-run.
I wonder what's going to happen here. If he will just continue from the same spot.
So the clock has started, probably shouldn't have, and they have killed the run.
Yeah. Isaac Sullivan.
Yay, Isaac Sullivan finishes in 19 seconds.
He taking out the top spot. Alex said it couldn't be done in sub-minute. Isaac has proved us wrong. No, we'll give it a second, everyone. This is the nature of these incredible courses. There's mechanical failures all the time because we're creating obstacles all the time that have just never really been seen before. And it's such a pivotal invention for this course. So we will let them sort it out as we take the opportunity, perhaps just to take a look at Jay Lewis's run again. I think if we have a moment, we may as well, because what did he do is the question. How did he get 23 seconds ahead of Einarv? It blows my mind. That to me is he just went so quick. Like, I know that Jay Lewis is fantastic as an athlete, but 23 seconds is going to be hard to shave off Einar's time in order to find yourself in that top spot. And I'm sure Josiah and all of the last seeded athletes are going to be looking at that time, trying to figure out how to do the same. And I think, Alex, if there's one person that might be interesting to think about, is Jackson Erdos, who threw down a fantastic time of 26 seconds for that placement course. And what that means is, if there's someone that's going to hit this course with speed, it's Jackson.
And Jackson definitely has the power to do that Superman move. The question again is he going to join so many others tonight in ignoring the Superman move, going for the skip, and then potentially not getting it?
That could be costly, and we just have to cross our fingers and hope that he knows what he's doing and he knows what's best. And obviously he does, relative to us. They know what's best for their own needs.
All right, let's see if I get interrupted again. I'm giving my shout out to Greg Smith, come heck or high water. Greg has been in every single one of these Premier Series events, all 8 of them. Only stopped to take another work trip down to Orlando for the Olympia. He has been working so incredibly hard, such long hours, traveled so many miles for the sport of ninja, leaving his wife and his small child at home. But I have good news. Daddy's staying home for Thanksgiving and Christmas because as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's anything on our schedule for a little while. So at least Greg is going to get an opportunity to rest. But thank you to Greg for everything that you've done for this series. It really would not have happened without you.
Big shout out. And it's great to recognize him for all the incredible work he's doing behind the scenes and making sure that everything runs, and just, the level of sacrifice and dedication to this sport and to this series is truly heartwarming. And it's the only reason that this is able to happen.
Yes, he is, Blake. Greg is a legend. Faith even shouting out Greg. What's up, Faith? Glad to see you made it on the stream.
Yeah, and big shout out to everyone on the stream that's continuing to watch this reception that we've had over the last, even in this Elite Male series. We've had on an average of 300 to 350 people watching at any point in time. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and for just enjoying this incredible content that the World Ninja League is producing. I think what this is giving a lot of confidence in is the opportunity to do this again in the future and to keep amplifying the opportunities that we're creating for ninjas.
So once Isaac gets his rerun, we will have 7 more athletes. They are in order: Leroy, Lucas Reale, Nam Phan, who, for the record, ran first in this division.
Yeah, very true. He has so much power behind him.
2 hours ago. And he still has a couple of runs left before he gets back on the start line. And it looks like we're going to give Isaac a little bit of a break as Leroy coming up to the start line next.
We are back up and running, ladies and gentlemen. Leroy stepping up to the course, jumping through that parkour with no troubles whatsoever. Jay Lewis, what a save there by Leroy. One-handed grab. Oh, wow, I don't even know if it was reset there or if it automatically dropped, but that has made Leroy's life a little bit easier on that obstacle. He is flying through this, and that's what we're going to see for these later seeded competitors, is they're all on a mission for that top spot. This is the pinnacle, ladies and gentlemen, of this competition.
Oh, no, he swung too hard.
Bit too excited there, and he's going to have to recover, hopefully just shake it off and get back after it. He hasn't lost too much time here. But we are now down to the final 8 competitors, and they're all going to be fighting with their hearts and souls.
That would have been devastating. He's actually thinking about going for the regular move. No, he was going for the one-handed again, excuse me. He gets the dismount. Through 4 obstacles. The Slogie's the first major crux point of this course.
Absolutely. Well, Leroy looks like he's got the strength to do it, and we're about to find out. Yeah, he's got it. He's got this one in the bag. You can tell straight away just by the way in which they navigate them whether or not they have the strength, and Leroy is unfazed with 2:05 on the clock. He's not breathing heavy. He's just kind of in the zone. He's focused. And this has potential to go for a completion here if he can nail these last few obstacles.
Oh, he
And
batted
just
it. Second attempt.
It's when you
Yeah,
take
and
that
after
risk.
2 attempts, we've seen people generally just go for the regular strategy, because if you lose your grip on that rope, that's a retry that you've burned, not even really trying the obstacle.
Absolutely. Now just hanging one-handed there, getting a bit of recovery, and now gearing up for this big lâché.
Got
Throws
it.
catches.
I assume he's going for the skip at this point. Probably should choke up a little bit more. Yeah, should have choked up a little bit more. Lights yellow, we're in sudden death.
We are in sudden death. The scary lights and the scary prospect. We can see Gil Morantz on the sidelines there. We're going to be seeing him compete very soon, giving some advice. Leroy, the clock is running down. I don't know if he's going to have time to complete this course, but what's important is that we see him through as many obstacles as we can. He's getting after it.
Yeah, Leroy running out of both gas and time. Inside of a minute now. Almost got whacked by that board.
Now going for the drop here. Oh!
Wasn't able to get it. Leroy going to be eliminated.
Gil Morantz just embracing him, showing him love, and hopefully we're going to see Gil on very soon. But Leroy, yeah, just got unlucky there. He slid off, wasn't expecting that. He came out the gates storming through and showed that he was a force to be reckoned with. And I think in future competitions, we're going to see him back, ready to compete and ready to give his all.
Yeah, he had the right approach on the board drop the first time. Just didn't have enough left in the tank the second time. And a tough break. As Leroy going to be another victim of the board drop. I believe that's our third tonight. It is, along with Evan LaValle and Hollis Lansford.
Why was Zach Toussaint's run under review again, sorry?
I do not know.
Okay.
Well,
that's what we love
these
about
are the
Ninja
things they
Works
don't
is-
tell us in the commentary booth.
Yeah, but they are on top of things. Oh, this is a big name. Lucas
All right.
Reale, fan favorite here today. He is consistent as ever. He knows how to flow. He knows how to crush obstacles. He's one of the veterans in this competition. He's a great coach. Everything in between. Let's see Lucas take on this course. He's going to have a lot of people cheering him on. Oh, speed is of the agenda here today for Lucas. Oh, and it's dropped down for him. That's fantastic.
Bank error in your favor. Collect $15.
Quite literally, Alex, it is paying in his favor, and he is capitalizing on it with 3:09 on the clock, sticking to that good pace, that good consistent pace that will put him on track with Jay Lewis, which is what he'll be targeting.
Uh-oh. Missing that hook. In the danger zone now. Skyhook
Luckily-
chaos is causing some more chaos. We had mentioned that one-handed technique had almost 100% success rate. It definitely doesn't have 100% success rate now.
Yeah, luckily he hasn't lost too much time there, just one of his valuable retries.
There we go.
Lucas got it the second time.
Making the dismount. Through onto the Slogies.
Which is...
A little too early for the replay. But it is getting late. I certainly understand it. Lucas Reale has been waiting quite a while for this moment. Of course, a lot of these guys used to being iced on television, so this is when they shine.
Absolutely. Lucas is such a seasoned competitor. He knows so much about the sport. He knows every technique known to man because he's competed in so many competitions. He's coached so many youth. And it looks like he's going to go for the cheese approach, and he's managed to get it, managed to make it work.
And
Now
I think
lining up.
Operation Link everything might turn into Operation Cheese everything. Might need to get some yellow shirts for the TA crowd.
Exactly right. Now,
He's going for the skip, and I'd bet a kidney on what strategy he's going to do next.
We'll have to wait and see, Alex. There's two ways about it. And Lucas knows which is best for his agenda here.
Uh-oh, missing. And that will use up his second and final retry.
Wow, those arms are spinning like crazy. And that's going to knock him around a little bit. He's got 1:38 on the clock, though, so he surprisingly has a lot of time, despite using both his retries at this point.
Yeah, has a chance, if he's able to clean sweep the rest of this course, to challenge some of the top times. I'm not sure if Jay Lewis's time is within reason. He gets the jump on the second attempt, shimmying over, and my kidney is safe.
He's threading the needle here, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the toughest moves, but it can be worthwhile if you can make it work. He's got a huge swing here.
Oh, he might have got it! Lights haven't gone red yet!
I believe he got it.
Number 4 through the marble run tonight, onto little ledges.
Well, this is fantastic news. Lucas is now looking for the potential to secure a podium finish here, but what lies ahead of him is little ledges and another difficult obstacle afterwards. You can see him wincing a little bit there. That is a bit concerning coming into this incredibly difficult lâché. And he just couldn't hold it there. That cliffhanger is brutal on obstacle 7, but he's happy, and that's what makes us happy. So, can't complain.
Indeed, it is. Lucas Reale will be the 4th tonight through to that 8th obstacle. Such a difficult grip obstacle. After doing all of this, after doing slogies, after doing technical obstacles, Lucas Reale just ran out of gas, but still showing that he's got it. I mean, I can't call him a wily veteran because he's only 24, but he is still hanging with everybody in this sport after all these years, and that's great to see. He's got a lot of years left in the tank.
Absolutely. And yeah, just missing out on that grab. It's a tough ask by that point in the competition, but he's happy. And just seeing that is what we need to see at this point in time. So that looks... Lucas Reale going to be on 4th place. We're going to still see the top 3 remain the same, which is really exciting. And but we still have a bunch of competitors left to go. So I think it's destined to change, hopefully. I'd love to see some more completions here.
Well, next up, we are going to see that rerun of Isaac Sullivan. He's been iced a couple of times. He got iced mid-course. There was an obstacle malfunction. We know, obviously, he can make through the first 2 obstacles. I would gander to say he can make it through the 3rd as well. Definitely has that bar tech and ring tech in his arsenal. Slopers remain to be seen, and then we'll see how much gas he has left in the tank.
Okay, well, he's now felt out the first 2 obstacles, so hopefully that will be of a little bit of benefit there, just knowing what they feel like, maybe easing him into the course a little bit. He's coming with a new strategy and going quicker, which is great to see. Now coming onto the bar hop, this is where he faced a little bit of a technical problem, but they fixed it up now.
Slink gets the drop as intended.
And what an incredible... This is such a great camera angle capturing this moment here as Isaac goes for the dismount. Big props to our cameraman there capturing
I love that
angle there.
On Skyhook Chaos now. We saw Lucas failed the one-hand approach, a rarity. Isaac hanging on with one hand.
Now he's just not going to overshoot it.
We've seen so many of those one-handed saves. Once you get to Premier Series Finals with the best of the best, that should have...
Oh, he didn't quite get the dismount properly. I believe he went to the side of it.
Yeah, I guess he didn't touch it on the way down.
Unfortunately, he's going to have to do that one again. He's now felt out skyhooks. The good news is he can do it. The question is, can he do it again? Lines it up. Going to go for that one-handed grab again.
He does get it a little bit cleaner this time. Trying to steady up his swing.
Oh, he's got all that sideways momentum.
I guess he didn't touch the platform again, and he's acting like he did. Remember, the 3 points of clearing an obstacle, passing the front plane, disengaging the obstacle. Clearly those 2 he did. And then touching the platform. That's the question. Did he catch the... I saw some movement in that fabric.
Yeah.
Isaac Sullivan may or may not. be about
Be
to
under
get
review
a
again.
third run of this challenge course, something I have only seen once in my life.
Well, it's just he needed the 2 warm-ups, and then now he's gonna get it on the 3rd go. That is yeah, it does look like he did make contact there, from what I can understand. Well, I guess we will have to wait and see. It will be under review for sure, and I'm sure the team will make the appropriate decision. In the meantime, we still have a bunch of other runners to step up. Of course, Gil Morant is still yet to run, and I think a lot of the Israeli athletes and viewers online are excited to see him run and crush this course. And we are just waiting at the moment. I believe they're just doing final checks and just checking over that technical issue, and we will see what is going to happen moving forward. As soon as we find out, we will keep you updated, keep you posted. But yeah, it's been an interesting competition, to say the least, for this elite male division. A lot of technicalities, a lot of course resets and issues, but that's what makes it Ninja, ladies and gentlemen. It's everything in between, and we could see a 3rd run from him, which would be quite funny. And who knows, it could be that underdog story where on the 3rd time it is the charm and he goes all the way through.
Even after all this time here, it has been an absolute nail biter.
Absolutely. It's still anyone's game, and that's the crazy part.
Yeah, to answer the question in chat, there is no limit to the reruns.
So hypothetically, he could just keep going forever if he keeps finding technicalities.
By the way, thank you everybody for the kind words about commentary in the chat. To answer Ninja X2's question, the other commentator is Mr. Jack Anderson from Australia. Now, the good news for Jack is it's just about coming up on lunchtime for you. For me, it's coming up on bedtime.
It is coming up on lunchtime. It's been a long 10 hours or something now. So, but it's been good. I've loved every second of it. So yeah, no, Australians love this kind of stuff, and I'm sure a bunch of them were up watching, particularly in the teen divisions. We saw a great Australian representation, just as the Israeli audience is watching at the moment. Australia is getting around all these different competitions, and I think as this competition grows into the future, we're going to see so much more representation from so many different international athletes. Now that they're coming to realize, I think that they have a real fighting chance on this competition. And look who is next, ladies and gentlemen, Nam Pham.
It has been 2 hours and 22 minutes since Nam Pham was last on the course. He has been iced for a very long time.
Well, I'm telling you, he looks warm.
He is still warm.
I love that from him. Why not?
He did call that obstacle parkour.
You know, if you're not having fun, what is the point in Ninja? To be honest, Nam Pham, just going at it, and I love to see him flip. It probably eases him into it as well when you think about it. Just making sure that he's well settled, that he's here to have fun, and one of his best attributes is just the power that he brings to this competition. He's such an explosive athlete, and if you guys ever need motivation of what's possible, just go check out his Instagram and all of his clips, because he has an endless list of great clips.
Things going great so far. Going for the jump, it didn't work. Let's see if he goes for the skip on the second time around. That one a little bit early there. Now going.
Interesting walk-off approach. Yeah, he's committing to it.
Oh, and he slips! And that is the first time we have seen an athlete eliminated in this heat on Skyhook Chaos. And I am shocked that it is Nam Pham. I guess maybe he wasn't as warmed up as he thought.
Yeah, I think it just, and also just going for that skyhook grab, it is arguably the more difficult method as we're coming to learn here, and it cost him. But the one thing that just made me happy is just seeing him at the end there with a smile on his face. Like he's just got a good attitude about all of it, and I think it's really great to bring to the sport, is just to not take it too seriously and to remember that you are here to enjoy yourself on top of trying to do as best as possible. So he got the best of both worlds there, and I think we're going to see him back. We're going to see him absolutely crushing it as he already has.
By the way, Zach Toussaint's run no longer under review. So whatever that was about, it is no longer.
And the conclusion?
The conclusion is that the run stands.
Zach Toussaint. Sorry, I thought we were talking about
I'm sorry. I might have said Isaac Sullivan. I meant Zach Toussaint.
No, you did say Zach Toussaint.
Listen, I've been commentating for 14 and a half hours today. My brain is kind of dead.
Well, I believe we've got 4 or potentially 5 runs, depending on what happens with Isaac Sullivan's run. But ladies and gentlemen, I think the next one is a big one. Gil Meirance is age 27 from Israel, a fan favorite. So many individuals have so much respect for this man. He is such a strong athlete, a dominant athlete, and with so much power behind him. One of the best in Israel coming to compete here. And Alex, I can't wait to see this man in action.
He had an early exit the last time he was here at Fair Oaks, had a tremendous clear of the placement course. Now here to really show us what he's all about on the challenge course.
Absolutely.
Look at that gliding hop.
Absolute textbook execution there. Can't complain. Everything perfect. Now Gil Meirance coming into Skyhook Chaos. This one really has earned its name. I know we've said it a million times. Come on, Gil. And we see him through. That's what we like to see here. Israel will be cheering him on. He's got so much sideways momentum.
Oh, he didn't make the jump.
This dismount is starting to get to our athletes. We've had multiple athletes now struggle with that dismount. Gil on his second attempt on this obstacle, second and final attempt. He only gets this go. Let's see him through.
Much better.
Okay.
The Israeli flag's waving in the crowd. He is a fan favorite in Israel. He's a fan favorite here at Fair Oaks too, and in the chat I'm seeing. One of the legends of the sport in Israel.
Just across the globe at this point, he's really putting himself on the map through this Premier Series and showing himself that not only is he
Look
loved
at this.
Wow. Just the strength behind this man, the way in which he's built and able to navigate that so effortlessly is blowing my mind. You know, he doesn't exactly weigh 50 kilos, and yet he made it look as easy as Jay Lewis did. So big props to Gil there, and let's see how he goes with the board drop.
Deep breaths, half his time limit gone. He's going for the flip, it was close.
Flip is always a risky approach.
Oh, he had it! And he got it on the backswing.
Okay.
Front swing as it is. Makes the jump.
Oh, great execution.
Shout out Sully operating the boom cam. Oh, and he reels in the platform.
Okay. And he's cheering. He's hyping up the crowd here. He wants the support getting behind him. Okay. Now goes on to Marble Run. Alex, which way is he going to do it?
I mean, he's seen 2 other Israelis do the thread the needle technique.
I would love to see the Superman.
He is centered.
No, he's going.
He's not centered. Yeah, he's out there. If anything, he kicked that pad below.
He does have a smile on his face, so he's excited to be there. Leroy, his fellow competitor, also tried to thread the needle. And now he's going one more time. I would love to see Gil Meirance go for the Superman, because he would probably look like Superman in the air. And we will now see what his second option is going to be. He's got 42 seconds on the clock here. A finish is off the cards, but finishing the next 2 obstacles could be possible if he did it perfect right now. But this is the obstacle in front of him. Gets it. And it looks like he's going for a thread the needle once again. Yeah, you can see him eyeing up
And he's not able to
Yeah.
reel it in. Just nothing to grab onto there. The thread the needle technique so precise. Coming up like he might have hurt something in his right arm, but looking like he's okay. Very positive. High fives for the fans, and he has gained many this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. He's won the hearts of so many viewers across the world here, just for his sheer dedication to the sport, the passion he brings, the way in which he's been coaching and mentoring some of the other athletes, the effort he's put into running the Ninja Warrior scene over in Israel. He's a one-of-a-kind kind of guy, and I think we're all grateful for him to be here, and we're going to see him back in the years to come. That is for sure.
I certainly hope so. I hope we get to go to Ninja Academy in 2024. Certainly want to hope for the best for all of our new friends and all of the ninja community. And we have just received official word. Isaac's getting re-racked. We're going again. Number 3.
So, number 3. So you said this has happened once before, Alex, in your knowledge.
It happened once at an Iron City comp.
Oh my. And now it's happening again. Well, hopefully we
had to give a couple of reruns because of an obstacle malfunction. And then one of the reruns, which is one of our members, ended with a foot tap getting called. And we ended up not being able to see any foot taps on the review. Let him run it a third time. Anyway, Josiah Papel.
Yeah, no, it's not just anyway. It is Josiah Papel, the man who has been picked as a favorite to contest Jay Lewis here today. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Lewis.
Only 2 clears. Josiah can 100% do the Superman technique.
Oh, absolutely.
Is he going to go for it is the question.
And he can do the lache from the vertical limit. So, fingers crossed he can make his way there, not make any mistakes. Josiah Papel, one of the best in the business. He's been predicted to be one of the favorites here today. Been iced for probably the last 2 hours now, but finally getting his chance on the course. This is Alex. He makes them look like they don't count, like that they're just rings or something.
Right.
Josiah showing why he's one of the best. Seriously, that is phenomenal.
Has beaten the first 2 stages on a number of occasions in the past. Missed this year's World Championship. Beat stages 1 and 2 a year ago. Gets up there, and he ain't doing any of this board drop. He's going right for the platform. Gets up there. 2:19. He's only used 1 minute and 10 seconds on those first 6 obstacles.
That is bonkers to even think about. And ladies and gentlemen, if we're going to see a Superman, it could be from Josiah. Let's see what he's made of.
He's not.
He's going for Thread the Needle. Let's hope that it pays off here. We saw Jay Lewis not go for Thread the Needle. Now Josiah's going to go for it, and it looks like
it's
going to be a clear.
Thought maybe he nudged that block. We're still trying to figure out exactly what the rule is up there.
But it looks like they're going to clear it. Now this is Josiah's bread and butter. And I mean, he knows what Jay Lewis's time was. So this could be the top time we are going to see here if he can get this lache.
But moreover, needs to grab this vertical limit after doing all of this. Minute 32. He has time to rest if he wants it, actually. Because probably that last obstacle is a little bit even more in Josiah's wheelhouse than this is. But he has had a decent amount to rest now.
Yeah, Jay Lewis is going to be sitting on the side, pretty nervous knowing that Josiah is going after his time here. Coming onto this lache, if Josiah can make this, he will be in well-placed position.
Oh, he got it!
He gets the grab! Just got to get the ring dismount.
And he does.
1:15 on the clock. It all comes down to UFOs again.
And
this
he has
is going
time, even with a retry potentially.
This is
Linking
his
it
bread
immediately,
and butter.
trying to link the whole thing. Gets a big swing. Cliff. Dismount.
No way. He's just
got
to find that dismount.
Jay's time might have passed. 2:34. No, he's got it.
He has the top time, ladies and gentlemen. Josiah Papel.
Jay ran that I forgot Jay's time. Josiah Papel by 18 seconds is your new leader.
Wow, that could have been it, ladies and gentlemen. A textbook run all across the board. He only needed one retry. He made those 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 handles just look way too easy. He crushed the boards. He didn't even go for the Superman. He didn't need it. He did thread the needle. He stuffed up the cliffhanger on the first go, but managed to get it on the second try. And then that UFOs, as you said, Alex, that is just his bread and butter. He made that look so easy, despite it being such a difficult obstacle.
Jay Lewis's first place time stood for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Wow. And what a
Now,
battle
we'll never
it's
know what would have happened had Jay Lachey not failed the first obstacle.
been.
The fact that he cleared anyway is incredible and is worthy of commendation. He is guaranteed a top 5 no matter what, but the opportunity for another championship has slipped from his grasp. Instead, Josiah Papel looking for his first, and this potentially could be it, with only a few runners left to run.
Yeah, Josiah throwing down, Jay Lewis had a time of 2:52, which was arguably a time that we were just hoping would be marginally beat, if it was going to be beat. But Josiah has blown it out of the water. I mean, he's somehow found another 18 seconds to cut off Jay Lewis's time. So luckily, we have some big names left. Enzo De Ferrari Wilson has promised us a finish here today, Alex, and we're going to hope that he fulfills that promise. But more importantly, he's got Josiah Papel to match.
Now, he did promise that about 2.5 hours ago. I get a sneaking suspicion Enzo Wilson is a night owl.
Okay, well, let's hope it plays into his favor.
Well, when you can do stuff like that at 11:30 at night on a school night.
Well, okay, Enzo now lining up board drop. Great time so far, perhaps a little bit slower than Josiah's. It's hard to tell at this point, but Enzo has been so efficient once he gets on a roll. And you have to remember, Josiah made a mistake, so if Enzo can somehow do it quicker.
Getting caught up
this
here.
is going to be
Come back
costly.
down. There it is.
Okay.
Able to reel it in with the fingertips. Even the bat technique is quite difficult.
Now lining it up.
All right,
Okay,
he's
now the
through.
question is, Alex, so there's 2 methods, we've seen them, both being done. Mostly people try and thread the needles. Only one person has done the Superman. I would like to see Enzo do the Superman, but who knows what we're going to see in this point in time. Thread the needle is becoming more successful in each moment.
He can do a flyaway regrab to a cane precision hole, so he's capable of both. Didn't get to thread the needle. First retry gone. Minute 17 remaining.
Yeah, that's going to be costly on the time card here. He may not be able to beat Josiah's time by this point. Jay Lewis is potentially still on the cards, but also third place is definitely on the cards here. If Enzo can finish this course in a minute 17, he's going to need essentially a flawless run from here.
He is counted back in. Deep breath. Gets the jump in again. Going for the thread the needle again.
Lining it up. He's got a bigger swing this time. Hopefully that's going to pay off.
And it does not. He grabbed the truss.
Oh.
Enzo's prediction does not come true. And unfortunately, we see him, like so many others tonight, eliminated at the marble run.
It's that thread the needle approach. It's a great risk for people to take, and it does have a great payoff. But when it doesn't work, it's just it's a bit of a shame. And Enzo could have absolutely smashed the rest of that course, but that thread the needle is so technically difficult. And props to Enzo though, throwing down one of the top times here today. He beat the sub 30. He did exactly what he wanted to say, and he's been such an asset through this Premier Series. To be truthful, just promoting the good work that he does, being a great asset to this community, and I hope to see him back next year, and I'm sure we will.
We absolutely will, and I look forward to more WNL events continuing to spread his excellent message about ocean conservation.
That's absolutely right, and I'm losing track now. How many competitors do we have left, Alex?
It's just Jackson Erdos and that Isaac Sullivan rerun. And Isaac is going to be the last runner.
Oh, that'll be
high
legendary.
irony here, by the way, is that Jackson Erdos was the beneficiary of a rerun here at Ferox that got him into this competition in the first place.
Very true. Well, Jackson has more than earned it, let's be truthful. I mean,
Yes.
a 26 in the placement course. If there is one man who has proved himself here today, it's Jackson Erdos. He just has dominated in that placement course. And I think if there's someone we should be crossing our fingers for and seeing if he can go all the way and beat Josiah, it's going to be Jackson Erdos. So, age 15, recently stepped up into the elite division and has not disappointed. Just crushing it left, right, and center. Beat the nearest competitor in the placement course by 2.5 seconds. So he knows how to go fast here. Can he connect it all and string it all together in one great run? We're about to find out.
Jackson's placement course run was 2 hours and 37 minutes ago.
Wow, so he has been on ice, but it doesn't seem to be bothering him.
Oh, it got stuck. Okay, this is interesting. Well, he gets the drop.
Not too much of an issue there for him. He recovered well. Now coming into Skyhook Chaos, this one has cost a lot of people a lot of issues, but let's see if Jackson can smash through it.
Jackson's been here all day, coaching, running chalk. He knows this course just about better than anyone. Obviously, he didn't know this course coming into it, and that was not what I was implying, but he has seen a lot of runs up close and personal today. And this is his first time touching all these obstacles. It's just a matter of doing now, and he's already beaten half of it.
Yeah, and in a record time, I'd argue that he's on pace with Josiah at the moment. Oh, and potentially gaining some time here, getting it first go. One of the few to be able to...
Look at that! Didn't even take a backswing. We have not seen that at all.
This is incredible. If Jackson can continue this pace, he is going to be on track to set a top time and just completely dominate this elite division of the Premier Series finals. That is for sure. But it all comes down to this obstacle, to be truthful, Alex. This has been the killer.
You know, he is centered.
He's going for the Superman.
He's center, Jack. Superman is
We
in
get
the
to see
building!
it! Finally, Jackson Erdos doing it how it was supposed to be done and earning this course. He has 2 more obstacles, 1:43 on the clock. This could happen. He has dominated the placement course and he is dominating this course now. Can he do it? Josiah Propel would be watching on the sidelines. Oh
With
my.
Matt Bradley, you better be good at vertical limits, and Jackson is. About 30 seconds, maybe less.
This was Josiah's bread and butter. Is it Jackson's? UFOs again are an obstacle that is so technically difficult. Does Jackson have it?
Probably got to get it on this attempt. Uh-oh.
No.
He didn't have good momentum. Oh, he's stuck. He's stuck. Might want to think about a tactical reset, but I'm not sure he has the time to do it. He's pretty much got to link this entire sequence. Josiah's time ticking away. A podium spot well within reach, though. Oh, but he missed the cliff. He had to go for it. You can tell Jackson's disappointed, but still cash prizes at stake here. Still a buzzer at stake. He could at least bop Einov out of the podium. And at this point, he's just going to let the clock run down to the end and get a buzzer.
He's going to go for that 3rd place finish.
Gets the links.
Phenomenal there.
Much better this time. Takes an additional backswing. Misses the cliff again! Oh my goodness. Jackson Erdos eliminated at the final obstacle when it looked like potentially he was going to get the win. Absolutely heartbreaking.
That is heartbreaking. I mean, as a competitor that just has been so strong in this elite division, you think he would be the one to take it out. Man, I've never seen someone move that fast through those first 8 obstacles, and then just on obstacle 9. Oh, phenomenal.
See how easy that was, guys? This whole time he could have been doing that, you tried to thread the needle. I mean, I get that not everybody can be Jackson Erdos, but...
Well, Jackson is just continuing to put his name on the map as one of the best. And Premier Series has done that for him. I'm assuming that would put him into 4th place. We will take a look at the standings, and with one person left, we will see where he ends up. But Josiah Papel is setting very healthily now. You could see that he had another 30 seconds to beat that final obstacle, and he just couldn't quite connect the dots, but he would have beaten Josiah's time.
He had the time to do it, got caught up on the UFO, and I think it all unraveled from there.
Okay.
Third time tonight the smoke has gone up for Isaac Sullivan. 4th time tonight he's on this platform.
Yeah, it's not deja vu, ladies and gentlemen.
He's running out of count. Hopefully this is the last run of the night because I want to go to bed.
I hope that we see Isaac through and absolutely crush this course. So let's see what he's got within him. He's had a few technical issues so far, no fault of his own at this point,
he's out of gas. He is out of gas. Just to give you a timeline tonight, he ran his placement course over 2 hours ago. He ran his first attempt at this course maybe 45 minutes ago. His second attempt maybe 30 minutes ago. He's been on ice basically all night.
Well, let's see how he goes. Don't speak too soon. Every athlete is entitled to 2 mistakes here on this course. Isaac just happened to use one of his quite early on. And the bar is not dropping, so it looks like he's just going to have to do a big drop down. Ooh! And that is just unfortunate.
Second retry gone. Got to be perfect from here on out. And I mean,
call
after
for
all
another
the
rerun?
obstacles he's done tonight, essentially a full course worth of placement courses.
Yeah, Isaac has had his work cut out for him. And let's just see how he goes here on the bar hop. Has had technical difficulties with this one all night, actually. One of his reruns was a result of a technical difficulty on this one. His second and final attempt. He's out of retries now.
Barring divine intervention, this will be the final go of the night. No more retries. He's going for the skip. Gets the skip. And now Skyhook Chaos, where twice it looked like he potentially had that platform, but was called out.
Absolutely. Okay. Now he is lining up Skyhook Chaos. This one has caused a lot of problems. And he holds on
still
with
in
one.
it.
Sticks out the tongue as well. Mid-air grab. Okay, now lining up the dismount. He also had issues with this one. Just can't get the momentum right. Isaac now hanging in here, trying to get his momentum the correct way, and he's going to go for it now.
There you go. There you go, Isaac.
And I believe at this point, Josiah will have taken out the title. We will wait to see Isaac's run conclude, but at this point, it's going to be hard to catch Josiah's pace with those 2 fails so far.
I know I've been calling the world champion as soon as the run ends, but I think I'm going to let Isaac fully get his full admiration for the impressive feat he has pulled off tonight, including, with no retries available, getting slogies that quickly on the first try.
Yeah. No, showing that he is such a strong athlete here. Made it to stage 2 in the Worlds, and has a 15.5 foot lache. So really cool statistics there. It looks like he's going to go straight for the drop. He's still got a lot in the tank. Now he's having to fight for it.
1 minute left in this Premier Series season. Isaac Sullivan has become a low-key story of the night. The final run of the inaugural season. He is up to the second board.
And I mean, your 3rd time running this course, you got to pay respect where it's due. It does take that toll on you, having to ice it, go on ice, warm up, go on ice, warm up. It can be exhausting for these competitors. So Isaac now gearing up on Marble Run. This one has taken out so many athletes. Isaac gets the grab, and he's going for the thread the needle approach, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised with the energy level he has left. This is going to put him really high on the podium if he can get it. Time running low. He hasn't touched anything yet, and now he touched the truss.
And they're going to call it. Isaac Sullivan, his third time
I don't know,
on
man.
that
I didn't
course.
see any trust. Can we give him a fourth run?
No, Isaac has fought tooth and nail tonight, and I think now, Alex, it's time to call our winner.
Well, first of all, I mean, if there's a
Oh.
ninja of the night, it has to go to Isaac Sullivan.
Of course, but have you read the update that we've just received?
Oh my God!
I'll let
Josiah
you announce it.
Papel's run is under review.
That is a scary prospect.
Oh no! And the
we will
thing is, Josiah, I feel like Josiah had a retry available, meaning that potentially Josiah might have to run this course again.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
That's too much to ask of someone, though. He's already
That's too
done
much to ask of me.
He's already done the entire course. He hasn't had that much time rest, and it's gonna to do it in a 2:30, to do it in under 2:52, he'd have to match Jay Lewis's time. Okay, well, one thing that we can somewhat solidify. Okay, we're gonna take a look at Josiah's run here.
I wonder if it's here on the thread the needle.
Because this was a little bit sus.
Yeah, you can see the board gets knocked there. I feel like they've been...
Yeah, it was reasonably lenient there. Because we weren't too sure. I remember that now.
It's been tough to call exactly how this works. Now, this was his first attempt at Marble Run, if I'm not mistaken.
Whilst we'll wait for the experts, it does look like it is moving quite significantly.
Drama.
Josiah. Okay, we're just getting...
Oh, clarification. I'm sorry. This was his second run. That was his second run. The first time... Wait, hold on. No, I'm sorry. That was his first time. He used 2 shots on little ledges because he slipped on the vertical limit the first time.
Yeah.
So...
This is too close to call now. We now have to wait.
In the event that Josiah would be called out, his run would be officially scored at 6 obstacles, and he would have to attempt this course a second time. He would not start again from Marble Run. He would start all the way from the beginning.
That is tough. That is going to be tough, but it is the nature of the competition, and it is what it is. We'll wait for the expert review. I'm sure Josiah is aware that potentially he will be needing to do a rerun, and we'll be prepping accordingly. And Jay Lewis is back in contention, Alex.
I know I keep going back to this one, and I'm going to continue to go back to it all night.
Oh my.
It has been nearly 2.5 hours since Jay Lewis attempted this challenge course.
He's probably gone to sleep. Oh, this is going to be...
I wouldn't fault him for it.
This is going to be crazy. I kind of want to see him run it again, just because he's such a phenomenal athlete. And I think Josiah... I can see some of the comments saying that potentially he does need that additional rest time, but Josiah is that kind of athlete that will be fine. He's got so much stamina within him. Yeah, one of the comments says the slow motion shows his hips touching it, which is a good point. And it does...
timer on that, by the way, 1 hour, 54 minutes. Well, there is Josiah, so I guess it didn't count. You can tell he's disappointed, and I don't blame him at all. But he's got to get it out of his head. This now, I said divine intervention, and we got it. Josiah Papel, second attempt, but he knows what he needs to do. He was in first place on his initial run. So if anything, he would still be a deserving champion if he were to be the beneficiary of this rerun, and he is flying even faster than his first attempt.
Well, yeah, perhaps he just sees the first one as a warm-up. He has so much stamina in the tank. Ladies and gentlemen, it is great to have Josiah back on the course. Always a privilege to watch this man take to this incredibly difficult course, but he makes it look so easy. Just honestly going quicker than what he did the first time, I think, Alex.
With all due respect to Luke Dillon and that incredible performance he had on Stage 2 in 2021, I think it has been surpassed with the absolute insanity, and I'm out of other words for it, that we have seen tonight.
I think so. This is next level kind of tension and just so much going on at the moment. Okay, he's lining up. He's going to go for thread the needle again, Alex. This is his approach.
Well, he knows to be a little bit more careful this time.
And that looks...
He's got it.
Okay, they have given it to him this time. The officials would be watching closely, so I believe that it counts. So this could be insane once again, ladies and gentlemen. 150 on the clock.
He beat this on his second attempt.
This is the big
one,
off
of it on the first. He's got it on the first attempt this time. And actually, the rerun might give him an even faster time the way things are going.
If he can get this final obstacle, he is undisputedly the champion here of the Premier Series Finals for the Elite Males. He's gone through this once. He's going through it again. Can he connect the dots here? Alex, he's going to do it all in one take. No, he's going to build up momentum. Can he get the grab?
Cliff! 17 months after being robbed of a chance to fight for the championship by a time cutoff, Josiah Pepel will not be denied tonight. He is the Premier Series champion, and deservedly so. 2 full clears. Unbelievable.
Throwing down an even faster time than what he did on his first attempt. Undisputed Josiah Pepel, the deserving champion here tonight. That is just next level. I'm speechless. Alex.
So am I. Taking another look at this second run now. He gave the nod of approval after the finish. This is one of the all-time spectacular performances in the sport of ninja. And I hope you are as amazed at home as we are here in the booth. Josiah Pepel.
So tiring. And yet he just made it look easy. He did it 17 seconds faster that time.
That's the thing. He was gassed from the first attempt, got a clear taken off of the board, and then said, you know what? I'm going to do this course even faster just to stick it to you.
And it looks like that time you can see that there wasn't actual contact made with it, which is why it counts. Someone commented he should get 2 first-place medals. I agree.
I completely agree.
Oh, yeah, you can just see he's happy now. And there's no more under reviews. It is now official. Josiah Pepel winning by over 30 seconds. It is undeniable at this point. Wow. Alex, do you have any words, mate?
No. No, I don't. Other than just raw admiration for this young man. The maturity he has shown, the spectacular abilities he has shown in so many WNL settings. He's cleared stages 1 and 2 on a number of occasions. This is his big one. This is his championship. And so deserving. All the credit in the world to Jay Lewis, who put up that time 2 hours ago, by the way.
Yeah.
And then had it sniped by Josiah not only once but twice. And on top of that, I know of Kuznick, who, like Jay, failed the first obstacle, gets a full clear, and gets on the podium for Israel.
Exactly right. Israel is on the podium there for arguably the most competitive division that we have had all weekend, arguably the most intense and the most disputed. So, just well done.
And it was that incredible save. I mean, nearly came off at the first failable point of the challenge course after failing the first failable point of the placement course. and then only went and full cleared without a single fail. He is going to get third place and take a medal home to Israel and make his countrymen proud.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we still have hundreds of people watching because of what we've just witnessed is so incredible. And like, you just got to take your hat off to these top 3 individuals who have just done phenomenal. All 21 athletes who have made this an incredible elite male division and just crushing what was deemed to be a course that was too difficult as quoted by some of the course designers. So just big hats off to these guys.
I knew we were going to get it clear. I kind of figured it would be around this number. Just the way it all rolled out was just unbelievable. One of the all-time memorable WNL competitions. That first gauntlet we had was some of my favorite ninja that we've ever had. And by the way, massive props to Jay Lachey
yeah, just to
for
do
this
that.
incredible run. Once upon a time, I thought of him as a speed guy. Honestly, now I think of him more as a stage 3 guy.
I think he's just an everything guy.
Yes, you are absolutely correct.
I think that's just a better way to put it. He's just Jay Lewis.
Yes. Yeah. Didn't he fall on skyhooks too? Like, honestly, that fall on sky. Well, I guess it maybe didn't cost him a championship because Josiah would have done it even faster. And I don't want to get thinking about hypothetical permutations anymore.
Oh,
let's go down to Zach Eichenstein with the podium.
Well, that does it, Alex. You can just see there the 3 finalists. Josiah Patel with a big smile on his face. He's proud. Got the Israel flag there. We love to see that international representation coming from this series. It's been such a cool thing, and to having such a cool thing to be a part of. Jay Lewis, well-deserved second place. And ladies and gentlemen, what a series it has been, and what a way to end out this competition. Alex, I'm almost lost for words.
That was our first season of Premier Series. Imagine what we still have in store. Like, I was remarking before we looked at Jay Lewis's rerun, that first Gauntlet competition we had, which, by the way, everybody, Gauntlet is not dead. I know we didn't do one this year. It's not dead. That first Gauntlet competition we had, in which, by the way, Josiah finished in third with one of the most spectacular finishes we've ever seen, was just so incredible. And I'm like, you know, that was exactly how we need to kick off this series. The same here is true of Premier Series finals. And looks like I'm getting the cane to not give too many sentimentals. So, Jack, if you want to wrap things up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
if you want to give your closing thoughts before I sign off for the night.
I will. And I just want to say that this has been a phenomenal series. We're going to do this again in the future. So if you're an athlete from Israel or anywhere across the world, get excited because this is coming back. It's an international competition. It brings the best of the best together, and it's been thoroughly enjoyed by everyone who's been a part of it. And Alex, I'll leave you to sign off.
Thank you very much. Well, it has been a bonkers weekend up and down here in Brooklyn. We have no more schedule to show you. We have no more Premier Series in 2023, but we do hope you support all of the ninjas grinding it out in tiers 1 and 2 to get here next season. And I can promise you, we will be back in 2024, where the top ninjas will look to do it all over again. For Jack Anderson, Mary Layton, Travis Rosen, Kane Casillas, Philip Scott, Billy Dixon, the hardworking team behind the camera, Abby Bigali, Greg Smith, and Chris Wilczewski, I am Alex Cunningham, wishing you good night from Brooklyn.